Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I am Stephanie and today's reading is about why you are stuck on this current situation, person, habit, whatever it is that you feel stuck in, whatever it seems that you can't really seem to move on from or move forward with. We're going to be looking at why you are stuck. So we have 5 piles here for you today. Pile 1 we have selenite and 999. Pile 2 we have the black moonstone and number 7. Pile 3, we have the hematite quartz and 333. Pile 4, we have 1111, 1111 if you will, and this cute Amazonite bison. And pile 5, we have 222 and blue apatite. So take a few deep breaths. This is my trigger warning for those of you who are used to my readings. I don't typically do trigger warnings, but because we're talking about things that might be a little bit more deeper than usual, I feel like this is my warning for you to brace yourself for whatever it is that you need to hear. We are going to be talking about deeper subjects or maybe dealing with certain things that are just, that need to come to the light. So bring in some light, take a few deep breaths, think about you, your situation, why you are stuck on this, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, group 1. If you chose this card, 999, with the angel number 999, and the selenite palm stone, then we have a reading here for you about why are you stuck on this situation and or person? Why are you having trouble letting go, or why are we obsessing over this particular thing? So the song coming in for you, I do not know what it is called and I do not know who it is by, but it is on Top 40 radio all the time. And the lyrics go, "So before you go, is there some way we could have made things better?" Or something along those lines. I'll probably figure out what the song is after the fact and maybe I'll link it in the description. This is not a song I like or a song that I really listen to, but there's something here about before parting ways. So this could be about leaving behind a situation or a person, but somebody here doesn't want that to happen. It's like there's a wanting it's a wanting to hold on to something here. So let's go ahead and look at the card that you chose with 999. Thank the past for your lessons and leave it where it belongs so you can make the best of the life that is still waiting to be fulfilled by only you. I am unique. So you definitely learned a lesson here. I feel like this was either a karmic situation, a karmic connection, if it was a connection, or I feel like toward the end of whatever this is, you learned your lesson and you had to move on. Or maybe somebody else had to move on. With unique, it lets me know that whoever you are meant to be, whoever you are, whatever makes you unique, of course, was being suppressed by this situation. And the situation could be anything. I'm getting like either a group of people or maybe like a friendship group or maybe a workplace somewhere where there's like a group of people that, and collectively, they do not want you to go. It could also be a person. Maybe there's one particular person within this group that is very important here. But let's go ahead and get your cards. We're going to start with the Gods and Titans. So we're going to try and figure out what this is to give you a clearer view of what we're talking about here. And then we're going to figure out why you're stuck on it. And then the next portion is going to be how you can let this go, what you can learn to let this go, or, whatever you need in order to not be so stuck on this anymore. So for my pile 1, we have Nuada, perfection. Your perfectionist qualities were being brought into play here. It could also be that this, either this group of people or the situation expected you to be perfect, or it triggered something about your need for perfection. It could be both. I'm thinking of like a workplace where like nothing you do is good enough or something along those lines. Or it could have been a person where it didn't matter how hard you tried, nothing really seemed to please them or make them happy. So let's go ahead and get another card for my pile 1. We have peace, white buffalo woman. So there's something about your energy that is very peaceful. And I feel like people benefited from this. People really enjoyed the peace and calm that you brought. You could have been a peacemaker at times as well. And I feel like, honestly, I feel like that both empowered you, but it also drained you to some point. It's like you didn't mind being this peacekeeper. You didn't mind having to be the one that brought that energy. But at some point, I'm seeing a bit of an imbalance here where people were expecting this of you all the time. Like you were expected to give 100% or 110%. It's like the 100% was not enough for them. Hence why your perfectionism was triggered here, or the I'm not saying that perfectionism is bad. It's just in this case for you, pile one, I feel like you might have a bit of a thing with it. Like, you don't mind being perfect, but when we start digging into like childhood wounds or like mother father wounds here, parental wounds of them expecting you to be perfect, that's where things started going downhill. Like, it got you in your head. So let's go ahead and get more cards. We have Athena knowledge. Whatever this is, you're very knowledgeable about it. Either you know a lot about this person, or you know a lot about this place, this situation, this environment. We also have Persephone and experience, but they treat you like you don't. Like, I don't think you understand how different these two goddesses are. Love them both, but very different. Persephone would be seen as like a spring, summer child, somebody very innocent, somebody very pure, but she's also the goddess of the underworld, and people forget that. Like, she is the goddess of something very deep here. Like, she's not afraid to look within the darkest parts of people or to really get to the point of something here. I'm thinking of the myth of, is it Orpheus? I think he's the one who went down to the underworld to get back his love. And it was only because Persephone said that he was able to, but then he lost that. It's kind of like you've given people chances here. You've given people chances to either act right, do better, improve themselves. And they thought they would keep taking advantage of this mercy that you give them, but you were like, nope, not anymore. It's time to go. That's where that knowledge and the wisdom with Athena comes here. Because Athena can be ruthless in the way she deals her punishments, but it's always within reason. Like, there's always a benefit to everybody within that, even though people don't always want to see it that way. So it's like, I can see why people would think that you've betrayed them even. Back of the deck, we have Mott Truth. This is important. We'll talk about the truth in a minute. Let's go ahead and get more cards though. Yeah, I'm not surprised you left pile one. I feel like you were called upon to be perfect. You were called upon to be the peacemaker. Like, they wanted your knowledge, they wanted your experience, but they wanted to treat you like you were inexperienced. So how is that fair? Let's go ahead and get your this is the Trash Animals Oracle. For my pile one, why are you fixated on this? We have Fox, resilience, because you kept putting up with it. Like, and I feel like at first it was a little bit of you didn't mind it. I feel like you don't mind hard work. You don't mind having to deal and juggle so many things. But at some point with Mott, I'm thinking of the balance card, or justice as well within the tarot. You started seeing where it was unfair how you were being treated. Like, something opened your eyes here. We have Raccoon, mischief maker. I think somebody very specific came through and either pointed this out, or maybe you started noticing that there was somebody getting away with a lot, and then you were realizing, well, why are they getting away with something and I'm not? Why am I being held to a different standard? And people can say everything they want. They can say, oh, because we expect better of you. Oh, because we have more faith in you. Oh, because we see you going places. What does that have to do with anything? Like, that's still not fair. I'm getting the sense that you might be like a firstborn, where the firstborn has to deal with a lot more from the parents and a lot more from a lot of situations. They're essentially the guinea pig. They're being given everything. So when they start seeing like their siblings get treated better, they're like, why are they not going through the things that I had to do? It's that kind of situation. Or if you don't have siblings, if you have children and you see your parents treat your children way better than they ever treated you, you start seeing the injustices here with this mischief maker. And I don't think you necessarily have to hate the mischief maker. You just realized that this person was making it very obvious that they were getting away with everything and you were getting away with nothing. Even things that you didn't really want to get away with. It's like you didn't go out of your way to do something bad here, but you were being called out on it. Meanwhile, people are getting away with way worse and no one says anything about them. And this could be multiple people as well. Let's go ahead and get more cards. If this is just one person we're talking about, if it's like a one-on-one kind of thing here, you realize that, again, you were letting them get away with too much, and they took advantage of that. Let's get more cards. We have abandoned. There's an abandonment wound here. We also have devoted. Yeah, you were very devoted to this person, place, thing, situation, environment, whatever it was. Again, I feel like it's just very natural. Oh, back of the deck, seductive. I feel like it's just very natural for you to dedicate a lot of yourself to the things that you do. I feel like the passion for anything comes through very strongly here. It comes through like, yes, of course, you're going to try and be perfect. Yes, of course, you're going to try and make everything pleasant. That just comes naturally to you. I feel like for you, pile one, it's more odd for people to not want to try, to not want to put their all. I feel like you, because you have such high standards for yourself and your work and whatever it is that you do, you kind of expect everybody to be the same. And unfortunately, not everybody has your work ethic, not everybody has your passion, not everybody has the kind of loyalty that you bring to a situation. And people were just taking advantage of that. It's very unfortunate. And I feel like, again, you didn't mind at first. You were like, okay, whatever, this is me, this is what I do. But then it starts being like, well, is this even fair? Is this even fair? Like, I can't take a day off, but this person's always taking a day off. Or I can't, like, for example, if this was like a friendship or a relationship where it's a one-on-one kind of thing, maybe they expected you to do everything. It's like they expected you to initiate either all the contact or all the plans, the planning, like whatever it is that you were doing. And as soon as you asked them to do something, or as soon as you stopped pouring into that, they started getting mad or annoyed or looking elsewhere. And that's when you had to bring this up, like, well, why do I have to do everything? Why does it always have to be me who initiates this? Why can't you do it? Same thing with the workplace situation. Why do you have to do the work of, like, 3 people, and people get away with doing half of their job? It's that kind of situation. There was an imbalance here. And I feel like the reason you do this so much is this abandonment wound. You feel that if you're not perfect, or that if you don't put your all into this, people will abandon you or leave you or not want you. There's kind of a feeling of lack of self-worth here, especially with perfection, because even though this does mean perfection, it can also mean that if you're not perfect, you feel you're not worthy. And that's unfair to you, pile one. You're very much worthy. You're worthy of anything and everything you deserve, because again, you put your all into it. You're very devoted, but you're also peaceful. It's like, I don't feel this energy as being very overbearing either. And I think like this is why people like you. Like, you take control, you do a lot, but you're not pushy and you're not bossy. And again, why is that fair? Like, if they do meet other people with your same kind of energy where you do a lot, I feel like they find them to be very grating, or they feel the need to control everybody, which is fair. Like, if you're doing that much, I feel like you do deserve some form of leadership, but not you, pile one. And that's what they like. It's like, oh, you're doing the work of a boss without being bossy or actually being a boss. Let's keep this person here. I'm not sure if these people, or if the situation, or this person even knew that they were taking advantage of you. And I feel like that's where ish hit the fan. It's like, maybe you brought this up to them and they didn't like it. It's like, no, I'm not taking advantage of you, without realizing that yes, they very much were. What's underneath truth? Salvation. Yeah, you can't keep saving people. If you're the one thing keeping something from sinking, by all means, get off that boat and let it sink, because they have to figure it out. People have to figure things out on their own. I'm pretty sure you're dealing with adults here. At least I hope you do. We're clearly not talking about small children. If we are talking about children, they're probably adults. Whatever we're talking about here, it's something that really, something or someone or a group of people who can really actually do things on their own. And they're just taking advantage of you. With seductive, though, here's the thing. I feel like this pushed you to an energy that allowed you to be very easily seduced by the things around you. It's like, as soon as you found a better opportunity, you were able to jump to that. Or if you were in a partnership with somebody who expected so much of you, and you were tired of doing everything, I feel like somebody else came along and you saw them put just as much into you, more so than your person, and that alone seduced you. I'm not saying that there was any third party or like infidelity involved here. It's just like, you saw your better options. You saw better things out there. Not only that, but people see what you are and what you do, and they want you as well. It's like, you saw that there were things, situations, people, whatever it is out there for you, that were willing to take you on because they know and see how you work. And then you also want that. So you were quite literally attracting something better to you, because that something better also wanted you. So I feel like it was perfect time for you to move on from this. So why are you still stuck on it? Why are you still thinking about it? Because all you can think of is how much time, how much energy, how much of whatever it is that you put into this, you wasted and spent on this. I feel like that's the biggest thing. Underneath that, we have wild. You had to suppress an aspect of yourself. Like I said, the past lessons, you are unique. And this particular situation was keeping you from being the person you are meant to be or that you are. It was keeping you from really expressing yourself in a very authentic way. For example, if we are talking about a love relationship or even a friendship, I feel like this person expected you to act a certain way, even though you were still giving your all. This could have been like a situationship where they expected like girlfriend or wifey behavior or, partner spouse behavior without giving you anything that they would actually give a spouse. It's that kind of situation. This would be a situationship where they expected you to be very loyal to them, but they couldn't be loyal to you. Or if it's a work situation, again, they expected to pay you whatever they were paying you, but you doing the job of like a manager, a higher up, something along those lines. It's like, no, how is that fair? How is that fair? Because I feel like you were willing to be whatever it is that they were asking you to be, but they didn't want to give you more. They were breadcrumbing you. Whatever the situation was here, it was breadcrumbs, especially if it's a work situation, I feel like, because it's very easy for people to take advantage of those in the workplace, to give you duties and to give you work that is really not your work. And again, I feel like you were okay with it at first, thinking, okay, well, maybe this will get me somewhere or it'll look good on my resume. Unless it's written down somewhere, unless there is proper proof of this, don't ever fall for that. I see it so often in the workplace. Same thing with relationships, but I think that's easier to cut off. But let's go ahead and move on to the tarot portion to see why you are stuck. Well, we already know why you're stuck on this, but we're going to look a little bit more into why you are stuck and how you can free yourself of fixating on this situation or being obsessed with this. Because quite frankly, you devoted a lot of your time into this. So it makes sense that in unraveling all that energy that you devoted to this, it's just going to take some time to process. It's going to take some time to get over the situation. But let's go ahead and get your tarot. So the tarot portion I'm doing slightly different. I'm going to do it kind of A and B style, but where the first section is going to be you. This is going to represent you and how you're viewing things. The bottom section is going to be the opposition, whether it's a person, the situation, the environment, a group of people, whatever it is, how they're viewing it. Because again, we're trying to get into, we're trying to see why you're stuck on this. Like, how is the thing that you are stuck on in relation to you, essentially? Because I almost did this A and B style because I was thinking about how are you stuck on this person, but I was being called to do it for a situation as well. Because for some of you, it's a group of people. So for my pile 1, how are they externally? Priorities. Yeah, you are reprioritizing things here. Like the same things you used to care about are not going to be the same. Like you're reorganizing your priorities. But you're also very defensive. It's kind of like you keep having to defend why you are doing the things you do. And I feel like you don't really owe anybody an explanation, pile 1, but people may be demanding that of you, or they may make you feel like you need to. But this is definitely a situation where the more distance you give it, the better. Specifically, the more silence you give it, the better. Like, don't pour any more into this. Don't waste any more thoughts or words or even prayers on this, is what I'm hearing. Don't waste your thoughts and prayers on this. But you are learning the lesson, and that came through in the oracles. You're learning a lesson, and I feel like every day, like the more you unravel of this, the more you peel off the layers of this situation, the more you learn. The more you are learning about yourself, about the things that you let happen, about the people around you, about the people that are involved in this. The more you are learning, it's like literally turning the pages of a book, and I feel like you will get over this very quickly. I feel like the more time you give this, the better it will be, because another reason you are stuck on this is because there's like there's volumes of lessons to be learned within this situation. It doesn't matter how long it lasted. It doesn't matter how much of yourself you dedicated to this, or how much they dedicated, or how much they promised. There is a whole volume of lessons to be learned from this, and I think we're only scratching the surface in this reading. Back of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups, sensitivity. I feel like a lot of you have gotten in your feelings about this, even though you thought you wouldn't, even though you thought that there was really no emotional tie or bond to this. I feel like a lot of you have actually shed tears over this, and that's okay. I mean, after all, whatever this is, like I said, you poured a lot of yourself into it, so it makes sense that you would kind of get in your feelings about it in some type of way. Let's see how the situation, person, or people are viewing this, though. How are they responding to you, or what do they want to say? So we can let this go, please, Spirit. I do see with time, this will sort itself out. I feel like you're just rebalancing things here. I'm seeing the Temperance card, which is healing. And healing can be very different for different people. All right, so how is the situation seeing them? Oh yeah, they definitely want to keep you around. This is the Four of Pentacles, keeping you around. Like, you're trying to balance things out, and they're just like, how can we keep this person here? They're being a little bit antagonistic, or they're trying to lure you back in. If this is a person, they're using like their physical appeal to lure you back in. Assuming it's romantic. If it's somebody platonic, if it's a platonic situation, it could be that they're trying to make things seem more fun or better. This is very much like somebody pretending that everything is fine, that everything is fun, that everything is cool wherever they are, but the truth is it's not. Let's go ahead and get more cards. We have the Five of Wands. They want to fight and you don't want to do anything with them. It's like they want to argue and you don't want to do anything with this. It's like, no, this is not, I don't care. Well, it's not that you don't care, pile one, but you have to present as if you don't care so that they can leave you alone. They're learning lessons too. Everybody here, lessons all around. I hope that they treat whoever comes along better. Whoever replaces you, whether it's, again, if it's a work situation, a relationship, or friendship, because there will be replacements. I feel like for a lot of you this is work, because it's very easy to replace people at work. And if it is a romantic relationship, a past romantic relationship, unfortunately, this person just replaces people. Like, there's no love in their heart. Or if there is, it's very messed up. Let's go ahead and get the last card. The World. They will eventually accept the ending. But it's like they got to get really down and dirty here before they get there. So you will see a bit of a downfall with this situation, person, environment, whatever it is. But they will see an end to this and something new will begin. There's going to be, it's going to change for the better. It's just unfortunate that you had to leave in order for this change to come about. Back of the deck, they are also going to have to reprioritize things. So yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, this could be work related. Because I feel like this kind of very petty energy could only be seen in the workplace, like in a workplace situation, or if it is a person. I feel like I really hope this wasn't like a long-lasting relationship, but it'd be unfortunate because it's like, why would you have to resort to this in order to let this person go? If there is love here, you would let somebody go and take all their good stuff elsewhere. Unless, of course, this person, again, was just taking advantage of you. Because I'm seeing you trying to get you're trying to move on with your head held high, with a lot of love in your heart and with a lot of good things here. It's like you're reprioritizing things. You're prioritizing your health, your well-being, being properly compensated. And instead, like, these people just want to keep you, like, at any cost. It's like at any cost, but the cost that it would take to actually keep you there, you know? It's just they have a hard time letting go. With the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Wands, I see why you're very defensive. It's kind of like they keep antagonizing. They keep trying to tear you down by saying things like, oh, well, you're not going to make it, or you're going to miss this, or you can't find anything better than here, or this is all in your head. It's a little bit, just a little bit gaslighty. Not completely, but they might throw some very gaslighty phrases out there because they know that they're losing. They essentially know that they're losing. You only send the Knight of Wands when you know that you're losing, because otherwise, you know, it's like sending out the big guns for this particular situation. With the Two of Swords and the Five of Wands, because you're not giving them what they want, you're not giving them the arguments, you're blocking off communication, you're not engaging with them, that just makes them angrier. It makes them angrier, so they hold a resentment, or they want to, like, if perchance they do send you a text, or if they do say something to you, it feels mean, or mean spirited, or something along those lines. It's like, but you have to meet them with indifference. It says indecision here, but I'm seeing indifference after all. In the Rider-Waite, it's the person with the blindfold and the two swords up. It's like, just ignore it. Like, ignore what they're saying. They are talking from a place of either fear, anger, whatever the situation. It's like, again, like a small child. Like I said, this energy is very petty and immature from this situation and or people. Like a small child who doesn't understand things, they'll just be calling you, like, let's say they're acting up, or you have to put something away, you have to guide them in the right direction, and you take away their toys, or you try to put them down for bed, but they get angry because they don't want to, to them, they want to keep doing whatever they're doing, so they start calling you mean things. That's what I'm seeing. Essentially, you have to treat the situation like a toddler that doesn't know any better, pile one, because you both have things to learn. What you have to learn, I feel like it's so many things. Like, one, value yourself more. There's definitely a feeling that you were devaluing yourself by staying in this, or by not allowing, like, yes, keep pouring into the things you do, keep being the person you are, but make sure you are getting properly compensated. I think you also learned that there are people out there who will treat you better, that there are company situations, whatever it is out there, that will treat you better. What they are learning is that they can't keep doing what they are doing to you, to everybody else, because this cycle will keep repeating. I don't know how long it's going to take this situation, person, whatever, to learn this, but they will eventually learn it here with the world. I feel like you were a big catalyst in this. With the Eight of Wands, I do feel that, again, you'll get over this rather quickly once something better comes along, or once you throw yourself into a new project, especially if it's a project that is more of a passion project, or something that you truly believe in or can get behind. Something that if you were to be undercompensated, it'd be fine. But at the same time, remember your value, remember your worth, because you are so full of love. You have such a big heart. It's easy for people to take advantage of you. And I think people know and understand that. And that's unfortunate, because people like you, pile one, there's not a lot of them out there. I'm hearing Kali Uchi's, what's the song? Igual que un ángel, just like an angel. And it's like, they don't make them like you anymore. You're so full of love and you're so full of light. They don't make people like you anymore. So it's unfortunate that people have to go out there and break your heart in whatever way that it is that they are doing. But yeah, let's get some runes. I meant to bring these out before I started, but I was just channeling such intense energy. Like, it's no wonder you can't let this go, pile 3. Or, sorry, pile 1. I have not created pile 3 yet. But if you recall to pile 3, you can go. So we have, let me get my little booklet, because I don't know how to pronounce them. So this is Jera with success. Whatever you are moving on to, pile 1, you will be successful. You will be met with a lot of good things, with a lot of prosperity. People are going to enjoy you. They're going to adore you. This is Anzus, which is wisdom. Again, you've learned a lot from this, but I feel like it's your own wisdom that is pushing you. I'm also thinking of the third eye here. I'm thinking of third eye because I've always seen the wisdom, at least in like Nordic mythology, to be in conjunction with Odin. And Odin, I'm thinking of the third eye. I'm thinking of psychic ability. His wife has this as well. And then we have Pertho, future. You are moving forward. It's like the more you look toward the future, the better you can move on from this. So keep looking to what is awaiting you, what you can expect, what people are going to be wanting out of you in a good way, of course. Just keep looking to the future. If you look back, you're still going to see the dark clouds of whatever this is, and it's not fair, because you really have to put yourself first and move forward with the healing, because I feel like a lot of you are healing in this situation. So take the lessons to heart, but move forward. Take the lessons to heart and move forward. So let's go ahead and move on to some closing advice from my pile 1. Yeah, you'll be just fine. You will be taken care of. I'm hearing that you will meet places, people, things that will know how to take care of your heart, because it's so big and so special. Oh, pile 1. I don't usually channel messages like that so openly. But let's get some closing advice from my pile 1. We have this one. Surrender to the pulse that moves you towards your creative destiny, a life of great purpose. I feel like some of you are going on to some more creative pursuits, like things that are a little bit more heartfelt, heart centered. This could be something you've been wanting to do since you were a child, or something that, if not a child, that may be younger. I feel like this is something creative. You're going to be creating things that people truly adore. We're also going to get your angel card for my pile 1. I did not like that shuffle. Pile 1. All right, we have Guardian Angel. Trust. All unfolds in perfect timing. You are one with the divine will. Focus only on love, and all you truly desire will manifest at the most perfect moment. Be patient. I, your guardian angel, am watching over you. Yes, you're very protected going forward. You'll be fine. I feel like you just have to trust that things will work out. Trust that things will happen how they need to happen, and don't worry so much about the past situation that you've left behind. For some of you, it's a lost cause, and for some of you, honestly, it's none of your concern anymore. It is none of your concern. Let's go ahead and get your Pokemon cards. We have Burn. Feeble foundation, unavoidable crisis. Yeah, you're leaving a sinking ship, essentially. You're getting on that lifeboat. You're leaving at the right time. Whatever this is, let it burn. It has to, because it was unsustainable. I feel like they're going to try and do that to other people, or the situation will just keep repeating itself, and it is not sustainable. So just leave it behind. Don't worry. Move on. Let's get Mega Deck. So this is all my Seasons of the Witch Oracle cards combined in one big gigantic Mega Deck. Shout out to Aso Tarot, who inspired this. At least she's the only person I've seen who does it. I'm not sure if anybody else does. But let's go ahead and get some final cards for pile 1. We have Mead and Wine. 25. Your presence embodied, tasting the pleasure flowing through your being. For some of you, I feel like alcohol could have been involved, and maybe this is why you had to move on. It could have been like not allowing you to see things the way they were meant to be seen. That's not going to be for everybody. I'm always a person of like, stuff like this is good in moderation, but I feel like in this particular situation, I feel like alcohol could have been involved a little bit more than you wanted it to. Let's go ahead and get more cards. These two wanted to come out. We have Mistletoe, 22. What dreams may come from the bowering of ivy held tight within the womb? A calling in of sorts, a spell from above holy holly. Mistletoe. For some of you, you're going to make better connections. If this was a love situation you left behind, you're going to meet somebody that is way better. Just like in every way, shape, and form. But I'm also thinking of the connections that you've made. If this is more than one person we are talking about in this group, I feel like you will keep in contact with those who really did support you. But that's about it. If it's a group of people, that is. I feel like you will only walk away with like 1 or 2 friends from the situation. And then we have Squirrel Medicine, 35. Pitter-patter, plan ahead. Keep silent your path's desire. No eyes or ears shall see your coming, a well-deserved reveal. Don't tell people about your plans. Whatever you're doing, keep it in secret, or don't let everybody know. Don't let anybody know if possible, because you are about to create something amazing, and the more eyes on you, the more they will want you to fail, essentially. So keep things secret. You don't have to tell everybody everything about this situation. But this is where I leave you, pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I am sending you so much love, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 2. If you chose the number 7 as well as the black moonstone, then we have a reading here for you about why you are stuck either on this situation, on this person, on this group of people. There is a stuckness here that we're going to try to resolve. We're going to see why you're obsessed with it, why you can't let it go, etc. So very interesting thing. Before I started filming your pile, I was very reluctant to do so. Like, I was trying to muster up the will to want to do this. So there is definitely a reluctance here. I'm not sure on whose part, whether it's yours or somebody else's or something else's, but there is a reluctance here, because I love doing my readings. I always get excited for them. I'm always like, getting hyped for them. But for this one, I was like, I am just not in the mood. So I don't know who's not in the mood here. But there's a heaviness to the situation for sure. So we're going to start with the card you chose. We're also going to look into the oracles to get a gist of what the situation is and why you are stuck on it. Then we're going to go into the tarot to see maybe further reasons into why you are stuck on it, as well as how you can release this or what will progress as a result of this. So We have the number 7. I'm thinking of lucky number 7 or a life path 7 or even the month of July, whichever resonates more. We have I am brilliant. You possess a very refined mind and a deep urge to uncover life's mysteries. Your ability to acquire vast knowledge on both the informational and spiritual planes gives you a greater awareness than most. So I feel like a lot of you, if you haven't gone through a spiritual awakening, you may be going through one right now. Well, you can have multiple spiritual awakenings in a lifetime. I feel like it's always like a leveling up or a growth period for people. But I'm also thinking of like very heavy downloads that you may have been getting about this situation, and either you are seeing it or not seeing it. And I feel like it's also in the 3D. Like as you are getting intuitive hints, you're also getting like actual facts about this. This could come in the form of you doing your research or in the form of gossip, but gossip that helps you. It's not going to be petty gossip. At least I hope it isn't. Maybe for some of you it is. This reluctance can also be a drainage from the people around you, or the situation itself could be very draining as well. So take whichever resonates, but let's go ahead and get your cards for my pile 2. We're live shuffling everything today. So why is pile 2 stuck on this? What's the situation? We got Mithras, sacrifice. Somebody's having to do something they don't want to. I mean, obviously that's why the reluctance is here. It could be a sacrifice, but it's not one that is done out of the goodness of either your or their heart. I don't know whose energy I'm tapping into here. It could be everybody involved. It could be everybody involved. And Valkyrie's redemption. This could be that somebody has to apologize and they don't want to, or somebody has to forgive somebody and they don't want to. I see there being like a very specific situation where two people have to really be the bigger person and neither of them want to. Because somebody here has to be redeemed and somebody here is going through a sacrifice. And it's funny, there are shields in both of them, so both people have their shields up. Which is very interesting. These are the gods and goddess decks. So one's meant to be like feminine energy, one's meant to be masculine energy. Doesn't matter what your gender is here. You can put yourself in any which one you want. Notice how you are both feeling the same. It's kind of like, I feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be one more person as opposed to like a group of people or a situation. Or maybe there's one key player in the situation that you are having to deal with. Because it's kind of like you are mirroring each other's unwillingness to do something here. Or there's just like a similar grudge you both hold towards each other. Sorry, that's a tongue twister for me. All right, let's get more cards just to see what the situation is. So if you're stuck on this, it's because somebody else is stuck on it too, and your energies are combining and making it bigger than it needs to be. Well, not bigger than it needs to be. Maybe it is a big deal, but like, you know, the energy is, it's really what you are bringing to this connection that is bogging it down and making you stuck in it. We have Gaia, Earth. I'm getting very stubborn energy because when I heard that, I heard Taurus, and I'm a Taurus. I love Tauruses. I love my sign. But we can be so stubborn. We can be so stubborn. Like, I'll admit I'm very stubborn. Let's get the last. Nike, ambition. This could definitely be competition. I love Nike. She is the goddess of victory. But you know what I'm seeing? There's a statue of like I forget what it's called. Winged Victory. It's the Nike statue, and yes, it's a statue of the goddess, but I think her head or her arms are cut off. I forget, but this statue is literally in pieces, and all you really see are the wings. It's a beautiful statue. My family got the privilege to see this in person at the Louvre, and I just love the imageries they sent me of it. It's like the one picture that I'm glad they took in person, because I was like, wow, it really does look like that in person. But I'm thinking it's like victory, but at what cost? I'm also seeing the Six of Wands, and I love the Six of Wands. It is also a card of victory. But what nobody tells you is everything that goes into that to obtain that victory. It is an earned victory. And another one I'm seeing is the Seven of Swords. It's like a no-win situation. Even if somebody won here, like, was it really worth all the things you both put into this, or all the heartbreak, etc., etc.? This wouldn't surprise me if it was like a case of divorce or something, or maybe just a really long long drawn out separation or breakup of something. I don't think it even had to be long lasting. I feel like you just both put a lot into this. But ambition could also be the thing that drove you two apart, or ambition could be the reason that you are both so stuck on this. I feel like one of you feels the need to be the winner. One of you feels the need to be better than the other, and you can't let this go. Again, it's just stubbornness here. Because I love these cards, but I'm getting them in such a I don't want to say negative, because I don't think this is negative. If this is something worth fighting for, I feel like that's fine. But like I said, you and the combination of somebody else's energy, whoever your opponent is here, whoever the opponent is actually what's bringing it down, and why you can't let it go. It's like if it is a breakup, you're both being so petty about it. Like, you could be friends, you could be fine, but instead you want to have it long and drawn out. And this could just be something you're used to. Let's get your cards. This one wanted to come out. We have Badger, Fearlessness. Yeah, nobody here wants to back down. And I feel like this is unnatural for one or the both of you. Like, this particular energy or situation just doesn't sit right or doesn't feel right. We also have Animal Control, Restriction, Raw Instincts. Yeah, it's like somebody here wants to have control over the other. Especially with this Valkyrie card, like, look how she's just towering over him. Somebody here feels the need to control somebody or hold somebody over somebody's head. Hold something over someone's head. It's like, why are we holding on to grudges? This doesn't have to be this way. Let's get more cards. Honestly, I'm getting a little frustrated just tapping into this energy, because especially if you have friends and family watching, I feel like they may be advising you to take it easy or to be a little bit nicer, be more open. But you keep coming up with reasons as to why it shouldn't be this way, or you keep wanting something. This could also be a dispute between family members. Like, I feel like I see this a lot with family. Like, maybe you both want to inherit something and you don't want to let it go, so you take it to court. We have Committed. Yeah, this is something that is long lasting. So either it could be family, because, I mean, we do have commitments to family, and or it could have been a relationship where you were committed for a long time, or even if it's a short time. Like, I feel like you went all in. It could also be a friend, of course. Generous. I'm hearing somebody here feels that they're being generous. It could also be the advice that Spirit, that the universe is trying to tell you. It's like, be forgiving and generous, because somebody here is hurting more than they realize. I'm going to get one more card. Demanding. Somebody here could be demanding a lot. It's that demanding energy that is probably the most draining out of this. Back of the deck is Reasoned, and I feel like what I was hearing is that I don't think it belongs here, because somebody here just doesn't want to see reason. Either the both or somebody here doesn't want to see reason. I'm having a hard time deciding who is who, and what the situation is, because I feel like you're both pulling each other into this energy. Like, even if you typically aren't this way, pile 2, I feel like somebody is forcing you to be this way, because yes, there is a sense of self-respect here, or you feel the need to be respected, and this person isn't giving that to you. It's kind of like they're asking you to bow down to something and you feel that you shouldn't, or it's not your fault, or it's not like you feel that you really shouldn't have to give in to somebody who is being overly demanding when you've already given enough, or when you've already stated what it is that you want out of this, or what your commitments to this situation is. It could also be the other way around. I feel like you both are accusing each other of like the same things, and you're failing to realize that you actually have very similar energies toward this. It wouldn't surprise me if you both have like similar astrological signs, if that makes any sense. Like, you're having to see a mirror of yourself within this person, and it's an ugly side of you that you do not want to see within this person, unfortunately. For example, if you are seeing pettiness, I feel like the only reason you're allowing this to get to you, or that you may even stoop down to this, is because you're like, well, I can match that. I don't care. That's fine. You want to go there? I'll go there. That's what I'm seeing here with the fearlessness and the raw instinct. It's like your main instinct is to fight back, or to put yourself into this in this way. And again, it's like you're matching energies. You could have a very competitive nature with this person, or maybe they just bring out that competition in you. I see this a lot in siblings that feel the need to prove their family something. So I feel like for some of you, this could actually be a sibling that you are having a dispute with. For some of you, this could be a romantic connection where, again, you're both very ambitious. You both go for the things you want. So when it comes to something like a separation, somebody here feels that they are either somebody here feels that they deserve more than the other person for whatever reason. And maybe there are good reasons. Maybe somebody here is taking the kids and they deserve a little bit more monetary compensation or whatever. But it's kind of like whatever this is, it's getting uglier than it needs to be. And it shouldn't be that way. And I'm trying to say this with a lot of love, because the alarm in my heart right now is what is the biggest thing. Because when I tap into spirit, it's kind of like they want to put you in both in timeout. It's like, why are we being this way? You are both better than this. It's like at one point you understood you were both better than this. So what happened to make you have to reach this low point, to the point where you were turning into the things you told each other you wouldn't, or turning into the things that you never thought the other person would be? Because at one point I'm seeing really happy memories with this person. Again, if it's like a family member, you probably grew up with them or you had fun times, like, or, and if it's a somebody you were in a relationship with, again, there was a reason you got into a relationship, right? There must have been something there, a sparks or something there. If it's a friend, same thing. Whatever the situation is, I feel like for a lot of you this is going to be one-on-one. If there are other people involved, I don't think they're important. I feel like it's one prominent figure coming here trying to understand something. And honestly, what I'm hearing is that you both need to sit down and talk when you are ready, because clearly you're not always going to be ready. There's something that has been triggered within both of you because of this situation. And I feel like you're not seeing everything. You're not seeing each other how you are meant to be. I feel like you're not even seeing each other the way you really are. Instead, you're letting certain traumas, certain situations that blew up bigger than they needed to be, get in the way of this. You're both very defensive energy. And you're kind of both letting your feelings take control of this. Even if somebody here isn't very emotional, or you think they're not into their feelings, surprise, they're being triggered, because here is something that they thought they could rely on. I'm not sure if this is you or your person, pile 2. I need you to understand, I'm having a hard time distinguishing between the energies. So I know for sure that you both are feeling very similar things, and you are mirroring something within each other here. Even if it's not that ugly, I feel like you're both internalizing it in such a way that it's making you very what's the word? I don't want to keep saying ugly. It's making you very mistrustful of each other. Like you're assuming the worst of your person here, and they may be doing the same to you. There's a distrust here. There's a sense that you can't really trust them with anything. And I'm not sure if this is because you have seen something that is proof of this within your person, or if somebody else is telling you this. For example, I'm seeing if this is like a divorce situation. Sometimes lawyers want you to appear or want your person to appear like they're the aggressor, like there's something wrong with them. So it is possible that there is a third party here, like making you both out to be the worst thing. It could be like maybe a friend in common that is kind of fueling something here because they have nothing better to do, essentially. Or even, again, if it's family, it could be your own, unfortunately, it could be your own parents pitting you and a sibling against each other because, well, who knows why a parent would do that to their kids. I don't even want to entertain that thought. But I am seeing that you're both not seeing each other correctly. Like you both don't want to give in. And it's unfortunate because there's something here about the both of you really needing to sit down and listen to each other, listen from the heart, essentially, because there is the possibility to be generous. There is the possibility that you can both make this work out. I'm hearing that there is plenty for everybody, but somebody here, because they feel hurt, or maybe there's an entitlement here, they feel that they deserve more. I'm not sure if this is you or your person. I don't even want to accuse anybody here of anything. It makes me very uncomfortable being in this energy, to be honest. And this is why I feel like you both need to sit with this, because it could get to the point where you're affecting everybody else around you. And they may, like I said, they may even be telling you, like, you're not being yourself right now, or you're not seeing a situation. And I am saying this with so much love. I really am. I feel like you are both just wanting the same things. You are both programmed to be very similar. Yeah, if this sounds like you and your person, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot. I really want to see the solution to this, because I could just go in circles about what is going on here, but I feel like you know. If you know, you know. And you will know whether this is your situation or not. It doesn't even have to be that dire. I feel like it could just be you two not seeing eye to eye, or like if you're not having full-blown arguments or full-blown whatever, you could just, like, your energy could be so palpable that people feel. It's like, you know, when you're with a group of friends and then like two people that used to date get together in the same room. And even though they're not doing anything bad, they're not doing anything nasty or even saying anything, they might just be looking at each other and you feel the heat, you feel the energy shift, and it's like, well, this got really awkward and they're not even saying anything, they're not even looking at each other. You know, it's like when you go to a party and you see the two people that shouldn't be in a room together be in a room together. That's what I'm getting. So you may not even be talking to this person, quite honestly. We're gonna start with the runes to see. I'm being told to get 5 runes for you. Okay, we have Isa. Yes, stand still. Right now things are not moving. We have Fehu. This could have something to do with money. This could have something to do with material gains as well, or well, not success, because Fehu is literally like physical material things. You could be fighting over something material here. We also have X, which is the it's usually a gift. I keep calling it X. I'm sorry. It's this Gebo. I see an X and I see X. Maybe this is talking about an X as well. This is gift. I'm also thinking of like something somebody gifted somebody, but it could also be the rune of marriage. So I feel like this was a union at some point for those of you who are taking this romantically, or even if it's not. Like I said, this used to be something committed. For a majority of you, I feel like it will be an ex though. For a few of you, it might be a friend that again was it's a long time friend, and for some of you, it could be family. Because of family commitments and such. This is success. I did say success earlier. Somebody here could be very jealous of somebody's success and feels that they should be the ones footing the bill or paying for everything. And or maybe they feel it's unfair that somebody here got successful when the other person didn't. And they're trying to like work things out, especially if like both of you worked on this, but maybe somebody put more effort than the other person. Take that as it resonates. And Rido, which is moving forward. Well, moving forward, it could also be a trip. It could be a journey. I see it as somebody could be going away as well. Or maybe somebody has come back from somewhere far away. I see this a lot with like immigrant families. Somebody will come back from a particular country and it's like, well, you're making good money now, aren't you? Why aren't you paying for everything? It's that situation. Take this however you need. Take this however you want. I feel like I've seen the situation more than enough times, which is why it was so easy for me to pick up on it. We are doing the tarot in 2 sections. The first section is going to be person A. That's you. Pile 2, this is going to be you. And then the bottom section is going to be the situation, the person, or whatever it is that you are stuck on. How are we going to progress? How are we going to move from this? Because it's uncomfortable energy. Maybe this is why there was a reluctance here. For some of you, I feel like this has been building up so long, and that's why there's a reluctance. It's like the longer you had to wait, or the more time you gave it, the more that feeling that you were wronged was able to grow, or that somebody else was wrong. Like the more that negative feeling was growing. So let's go ahead and get some cards for my pile 2. So how are they viewing the situation? This came out in pile 1 as well. You are... Okay, so I'm seeing this differently here. You're trying to figure out what is fair. You're trying to figure out what is fair, especially if it has to do with money or if it has to do with material situations. You're trying to figure out what would be the fairest thing to do in this situation. And I feel like you've been doing this for a long time. You've been consulting a lot of people. You could have been consulting a legal team even. Asking people what would be the best case. Not everybody's going to have something legal here, but it's going to feel that way. Because I'm seeing somebody like bringing up data and charts and stuff, or signing papers, writing up certain things. We also have this is the apprentice. Is the apprentice in this deck? Yeah, it's the Knight of Wands here. Again, very similar to pile 1, but I'm not sure if this has anything to do with the same situation in pile 1. But essentially, you are fighting yourself with this. It's like you have a hard time keeping your cool about the situation because there's something about this particular situation that just sets you off in a way that nothing else really does. There's an anger that comes very naturally to you. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I feel like you have to really listen to your emotions and process them in the healthiest way possible. But instead of taking it out on this person, on this situation, I feel like you need to look outside of this. Maybe go, specifically do something physical. So maybe go for walks, runs, hit the gym, something where you really need to let out that anger because that anger is being pent up and built up over the length of time it took for you to muster up the courage to finally go through with this. Like I said, there's a reluctance here. I feel like it took you some time to acknowledge this. Let's go ahead and get more cards. We have the Five of Pentacles. There's a lack mentality. Like I said, there's an unfairness here that somebody feels that they deserve more or that somebody feels the need to give more. And whatever the situation is, whatever this imbalance is, it will never be enough. So I wouldn't be too hard on yourself, pile 2, about what the situation is. Yes, try to be as fair as you can. Know that there are some people you will just never be able to make happy, and that's their own situation. But don't let that bring you down into this mentality that you are not enough somehow, because it's ridiculous. I feel like you have given more than enough. This could be my pile of people that view money as an emotional thing. I've seen this before where, especially if you grew up in a certain way, like maybe your family had money struggles. So whenever you think of making money, it's fueled by that need to provide and protect and be something better. So whenever there's money struggles in the family situation, it makes you very emotional. And in some cases, this made you angry for whatever reason. Maybe somebody mishandled something. We have the, this is the Page of Pentacles, skill development. I do see you trying to set up a better future for something. I do see you trying to set up a situation where people can benefit from it. And I really do see you putting in the work. I feel like you're actually attempting to be the bigger person here, even though you are just so angry about it, even though there's a heat to this. If you're not angry, I need you to check yourself again. There's probably anger beneath you that you didn't realize was there. Some people, I think especially the nicest people, hide their anger so well, and it actually it can drain yourself. You know, you're draining yourself and not expressing your anger here. And then, okay, 3 cards. There's a lot going on here. We have the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the Four of Wands. I'm glad I chose this one because it says homecoming, and I feel like for some of you this could have something to do with the family dynamic. The queens here, these could be it's like you're having to decide whether to be more in your emotions or more practical, and you're having a hard time deciding what's the best way to approach this, because you feel that if you appeal to nostalgia, to the family situation, to feelings, it'll be better. But then on the other side, you feel like it makes more sense to be practical about this situation, and it's kind of like you're torn between the two. It would help to bring both of them together somehow. Another way I'm seeing this is that you're having to choose between 2 people somehow, whether that's like, again, this is the balance. You're having to choose between 2 different energies, one of emotion and nostalgia and one of practicality. Like if you're having to decide to divide something between 2 people, it's like, do you give it to the people that you know really need it? Or do you give it to the people that you know have been there for you the longest? It's like, what do we do here? I feel like these 2 queens are 2 key people here. One is more in their emotions and one is more practical and rational about material stuff here, and more practical. I do see this ending out just fine. I feel like eventually somebody will get over it because the Four of Wands is a happy card. It's a celebration card. So I feel like things will work out. I feel like at least toward the end, I don't think you will have any negative feelings toward anyone anymore. But just beware of that anger you have. I feel like you're at this point where right now you could easily explode on anybody. Not because of anything they did, but because the pressure is just so heavy here. Back of the deck. We have the Six of Swords, transition. Again, something about a journey. I feel like somebody here is moving on. This could be metaphorically, you're just leaving the situation. You're going to have to end up leaving it behind because you're done with this. I'm hearing I wash my hands of this filth or whatever this is. And or somebody could literally be leaving, and this is why this situation had to come up. It's like people were deciding to make a big deal out of it before somebody goes here because there's People are aware that you're leaving this behind. You will no longer be stuck about this. These are great. The Six of Swords and Raido are great symbols here for something you're going to move on from. You will move on from. But how you move on from this will be up to you. So let's go ahead and get cards for either the other person or situation. To see how they're viewing this and what else we can get from this. From my pile to the Lovers. For some of you, this could be, this is definitely a partnership of some sort. It could be a divorce. It could be somebody that you used to be romantically involved with. For some of you, it'll be family, because I'm thinking of Gemini, I'm thinking of twins, I'm thinking of siblings. So I feel like if it is somebody that you are fighting with, it's more likely a sibling or a sibling-like person, like a cousin, something along those lines here. And the way they're seeing it is that they did a lot for you. They feel that they did a lot for you. You may not see it that way, but they're seeing it that way. They're using... Look, I love the King of Swords, but the King of Swords can be very manipulative sometimes. So it's kind of like they might be using facts as well. They might be trying to approach this very logically, but know that they are not as emotionally involved in this as you would believe. So this is very interesting. Let's clarify the Five of Pentacles, Six of Cups. They are bringing up nostalgia though. I feel like they're bringing up the fact that yes, you two used to have a great time. There's roots here as well. In fact, I brought that up in the oracles, didn't I? It's like this used to be something fun. This used to be something where there was a lot of love for each other here. Let's clarify the Page of Pentacles. Rewards. Can I get a clarifier for this though? This person feels it's only fair that they get their cut because they feel that they've done a lot as well. Like I said, you both need to sit down because you're both seeing things very similarly, but there's something here in the way of both of you like approaching this in a very appropriate manner. Like I said, it could be a third party that's deciding to not even show up here because it's so underhanded that you wouldn't even realize. It's like somebody kept... It could even be a miscommunication. It doesn't even have to be a third party. It could have been a miscommunication because I feel like you're both wanting to see eye to eye on this and you just have to sit down and talk about it. Oh, here it is. Do be careful though, because this person might try to appeal to that side of you as well. They may even be saying the things that I do. It's like, hey, we both want the same things. Let's sit down and talk about it. And before you know it, they're throwing you something you didn't realize. This could be a secret. It doesn't have to necessarily be deceptive. I feel like this could just be something you weren't aware of, or their true colors will be revealed regardless. Back of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles as well. I feel like you both want the same things. You both want to be able to benefit from this. But I would watch out for the other person because they're thinking more logically. They will appeal to the sense of nostalgia. And I feel like you actually did have something in common with them at some point. Like there was a love there. But I feel like they still put themselves first somehow. They feel that they deserve something here. I'm getting very strong either Capricorn or Aquarius vibes from your person. Definitely very strong air energy, which is why their feelings aren't really involved. But they know they need to get something out of this. And I feel like they will only appeal to the nostalgia. Well, one, because I feel like they really do have fond memories of you. But two, they know it's something that's going to get you to cave in. So if you had to choose between being more nostalgic or being more practical, be with practical. Go with practical, pile 2. You're going to want to take this from an emotional standpoint, thinking that you and this person are on the same page. But I feel like this person is going to have to try and play you in whatever way they see you. Not necessarily play you. Like, again, I don't think it's super malicious, though you may end up seeing it that way after some time. I feel like something will come to the light regarding this. I'm going to get clarifiers for this person. Oh, justice. Yeah. Justice will be... Karma will come back for them. Justice will be served. And I feel like some of you are losing sleep over this, but you have a big heart. You have a big heart, and I feel like this person sees that. Just don't let them take advantage of this, because I see them see you as somebody who may not know any better. They feel like they can really get more out of you. And honestly, for some of you, I don't even think it's malicious. I just think this person sees that you have it so much better than them. It's like, well, they can afford to, you know, lose an extra $100, an extra however much money is that money to them. They feel like you can afford to do that. They've been so removed from their emotions when it comes to money because they feel they deserve something, regardless of whether how much they put into this or not. Because they keep saying that they do this, that they've put in the effort, but have they really? I think it's more subjective here. It's like they may think they have, but the truth is, the truth is, I feel like there's a third party involved. And there is somebody here trying to tell somebody something. This would be like the parent trying to pit two siblings against each other, saying, well, your sibling is doing so much better. Why don't you go ask them for advice on how to do something? And rather than actually get advice from you, they just want to get money. That's what they heard. Like, that's somebody here is misconstruing thoughts. Okay, that's what this card is. Somebody here is misconstruing what they hear and taking it another way. This would be somebody that if you told them something, they would repeat it to somebody else in a different way, and you'd be like, no, that is not what I said at all. Like they're hearing your words, taking it how they want it, and then repeating it something differently to somebody else is what I'm seeing. So do be careful with this person. I don't know how mentally stable this person is, because I'm getting no emotion from them, but I'm also getting that they kind of don't care. And I'm not sure if like their mind is kind of going in a certain way, because this is the energy I feel from somebody who isn't all there mentally. Not sure why. So do be careful. Do be careful with this person. Even if it is somebody that you care about, or that you used to care about. For some of you, I feel like you're not going to see them the same way anymore. You might just see them as an obligation you have to deal with in life. This one got very serious. Like, I am a tarot reader. I'm here to do like love readings and friend readings. I'm not here to be a witness at a court case. But I really do hope things end up well for you, pile 2. And I feel like you yourself weren't expecting this reading either. Maybe this is resonating with you, because I've seen this before. I recognize the energy right away. All right, let's get some closing advice regarding the situation. Like I said, I know you have love and compassion for your person, but be careful. I want to start off with the guardian angel cards. I need some angels with me right now. You do not have to believe in angels, but I do, and sometimes they have good messages here. We have patience. Patience is required at the moment. You may feel that things are not moving as fast as you would like, yet there is a lot going on energetically. The current situation causing concern is evolving positively. Let go and have patience. You will eventually realize that this whole event was in fact a blessing. All is perfect as it is. Trust you are eternally loved and guided. What I'm getting is that the main reason you're going to have patience with this person is because you do feel for them. You do feel a lot for this person, whether they're family, whether they're a former loved one, whether it's a friend. It could even be a coworker or something like this. But I feel like things got ugly really quickly, and you started realizing that there was nothing you could do for this person. So all you can do is have patience and love and do as much as you can, but not put yourself more out there than you have to. It's like, don't give more than you need to. Don't give more. There's like a fine line between caring and enabling here, and you're kind of walking it right now, pile 2. Let's get the let go card. For my pile 2. All right. This one popped up. A river of love flows through you when you let go. I feel like once you let go of this situation, or once you decide that you are done dealing with this in this way, your love for this person will return, and you will be able to be on better terms. Like, you will be able to be in the same room with them and not feel awkward. I feel like you're very forgiving, pile 2. You are very forgiving. Again, that's why the forgiveness card was coming through. Or, no, what was it? Redemption? You're very forgiving. And not just because you have to. I feel that you want to. I feel like you've seen how ugly families can be, and you don't want to be that. You don't care if somebody else wants to be that way. I feel like you yourself don't want to be that. I say family, but it could also be, like, if this is a divorce, let's face it, your ex-spouse will, for better or worse, be a part of your family because, well, you spent some time with them. And if you have kids involved, you know, they're the parent of your child. So take this how it resonates. Let's get your Pokemon cards. Perform an integrity appraisal. Yeah, you got to make an appraisal on somebody's integrity here, and maybe your own as well. I feel like a lot of you have been hard on yourselves and you've been blaming yourselves, but also remember, there's 2 people here, or there's multiple parties involved. Look at the integrity of everybody around you, because not everybody is being what they need to be here. Somebody is It could be that somebody here is using the whole tactic of, oh, well, that's your mom, that's your dad, that's your sibling, that's your baby mama, baby daddy, whatever the situation here is. Don't listen to that. Look at how they are as a person first, because that's what's only fair to you. And then look at the title that this person has been given in your life. Let's get one more card. Well, actually, let's get several cards. I have Mega Deck here with me today. This is a Seasons of the Witch. Shout out to Asotero who inspired this. So let's see what else you need to know about the situation. We have Sunti 41. Slow, intentional, delicious interweaving with life holds more magic than you think. This is you taking it slow is what I'm hearing. It's like put intention into everything you do. Make sure that as you're going along with this, yes, pay attention to the things you are signing, the things you are doing, the things you are deciding to do, but put love in it is what I'm hearing. You got to put love in whatever this is, and the love will come back to you in one way, shape, or form, in some way or another. We also have Candle Magic too. Finger the spine and caress thy lips, light the spell spilling from your grip. What I'm seeing with this is I'm seeing like a vigil for some reason, or a place with a lot of candles. I'm not sure if somebody has passed away here and this is the aftermath of this, or if this is going to take place during a time where you light a lot of candles in your culture or in your family. For example, for me, I'm thinking of Day of the Dead, or I'm thinking of what's the holidays at Diwali with a lot of lights. Something about a lot of lights. It's the environment that's going to be happening. If somebody did pass away, like I said, like somebody is just lighting a lot of candles. This could also be you mourning the situation. It's like this put you in some kind of headspace. You could have even suffered a sort of depression because of this. We also have Heat Wave 15. There is something ominous being illuminated by the flames that await. Yeah, you're going to feel exhausted because of this. You're going to feel exhausted, so don't feel bad that you have to take extra time away from everybody to recover from this heaviness. And then we have self-care. Yeah, there it is. 31. If not me, then who? To tend to the wholeness, the parts in which surrender thy pulse for a heart that's nearer than any other. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, pile 2. Things like this that are energetically and emotionally draining can take a toll on our bodies. Back of the deck, Crone, 8. Thy wisdom befriends the honor in which weaves within blood, a harrowing call from the depths of your sacredness. Yeah, like I said, this could involve an older family member as well. But yeah, I feel like whatever this is, I wouldn't listen to the advice of older women here because they had to live a very different life than you did, pile 2. But this is where I leave you. Thank you so much for letting me be for you. I am sending you so much love, so much healing, and so much positive things here. I know it's hard, but you will get through it. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the number 333, then we have a reading here for why are you stuck on this situation? Why can you not let go? Why are you obsessed? What's going on here with this particular situation or person, depending on the situation here. So there is a feeling for some of you that I'm getting either something else came between you and a person and or situation. It doesn't have to be third party. It doesn't even have to be romantic. I feel like somebody colored somebody's perception of somebody here, if that makes any sense. So we're going to go ahead and look at the card you chose as well as the oracles to see what the situation is. And the reason I say that is because we have hematite quartz, and I was getting very fiery energy here, kind of like either jealousy or possessiveness, or even it's a fighty energy. This energy kind of wants to really get between something. But let's look at the card you chose. We have I am powerful. You are being called upon to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all of humanity. Live your truths and be a positive light to others. What I'm hearing is don't let whatever the situation is, don't let the outside energy affect your own positivity. Don't let it dim your light either. I feel like somebody just wants to see you react a certain way or bring you down, is what I'm hearing. And they may be using either somebody you know or somebody that you are attached to get to you. So let's go ahead and get some cards to see what the situation may be here. I'm starting with the goddess and gods. For my pile 3. I feel like 3 is also a lucky number for you, or a very important number. And of course, like I said, the situation doesn't have to be romantic. It could also be a goal that you were trying to achieve, a position you wanted, or some sort of dream that you really needed. I'm sorry if you heard that beeping. Take that as confirmation. We have Hathor, contentment. So yeah, they're seeing you just be happy and satisfied and in a state of contentment. I don't think pregnancy has anything to do with anything here, but definitely something that you created might be at play here. Something that is kind of like your baby, like a project, or even, I don't know, something that you really, really cherished as if you would a baby, is coming up here. And then the next card we have Shiva, destroyer. Like I said, it's interesting that we have this juxtaposition of creation and destruction, with Hathor being a goddess of fertility, of birth, and things that you create, and then Shiva being the destroyer. It's kind of like you created something and somebody wants to destroy it, or may try to destroy it, or maybe they already have destroyed it and this is why you're here, which again, I would see why you are stuck on this if somebody destroyed something that you created or wanted to see come into fruition here. Because I mean, there's kind of like a need for vengeance as well. Mostly on your part, pile 3, but maybe it's also their part. I'm seeing an eye for an eye. I feel like this is very, yeah, definitely jealous energy, very scorpionic as well. Or plutonic, whichever makes more sense here. We also have Mama Kocha, water. Lots of feelings are involved. And look at this, 33. So yeah, I think 3 is it's a number for you, pile 3. And of course you are pile 3 as well. And then we have Yi, the sun. And this is 51. So it's interesting that we have the sun and water. Again, very opposing. Well, I wouldn't say they're opposing exactly. I feel like the sun and water can thrive. But if there's too much sun, then it will dry up water. And if there's too much rain, or if it rains too much, then we never see the sun. I feel like whatever the situation is here, for a lot of you, this is going to be a person. It's kind of like if this is a person, you two were able to overshadow each other very easily, or you are quite literally each other's match somehow. It's kind of like both of you couldn't be in the same room together, or you just had very opposing views, and it's like you would stop at nothing to bring each other down. This is very similar to pile 2, so it's very interesting. I'm wondering if you're coming from that. Back of the deck, we have wisdom with Métis. I'm going to get more cards, though, just to get a clearer view of what this is, because I get it. This is kind of arch nemesis energy, or somebody who is just very different from you. We have conservation. Somebody here is trying to save something. But it's interesting because these two cards make me think that somebody here was happy. Somebody here was just fine with whatever was going on. And then somebody had to come in and ruin it. We have the tipped over trash can, good luck and opportunities. Yeah, it's kind of like somebody was seeing all the opportunities and good luck that you had, and they just had to come over and tip this trash can to like ruin your day. Whoever this is, they do not like to see you happy. So they would do like very petty things just to upset you. And maybe they do think that they're on your level. But honestly, pile 3, the more I read into this, the more they like to project the idea that they're on your level, but I feel like they're really not. Either because you have quite literally put in the work for this, or maybe it's your, like, I'm hearing seniority. Maybe you've been doing this a lot longer than they have. It's like they think they can compete with you. But the truth is you can't, because this happiness that you have, it's innate. This isn't something that's exterior. This is interior. Your happiness doesn't come from the outside. It comes from the inside. Because even though I'm seeing all of this, I feel your energy very unbothered, pile 3, as opposed to the last pile where it was definitely very triggered energy. This pile, you're unbothered. You're seeing what they're doing and you're like, oh, okay. And I think the first few times it did get on your nerves, but then you step back and I was like, wait a minute, because that's why the wisdom card is coming out here. It's like, give me a moment, because I feel like I get what this is. Yeah, back of the deck, self-reliance, skunk. It's like you understand, and maybe you've already had something similar to this happen in the past with previous people. It's like you understand that this person is reacting because they cannot handle you, essentially. So let's go ahead and get more cards. But even if this person is older than you or does have more experience or is in a higher position than you, I feel like they're still coming after you. Whatever the situation is, they're just bothered by you. So they go out of their way to do stupid things to you, to get you, to shake you up, essentially. We have invasive, yeah, very invasive energy from them. This is 22. We have demanding. They could demand a lot of you as well. Like, I think especially if they're a boss or something, they may make very stupid demands of your time or of your work. That doesn't make any sense. And maybe they even, for example, let's say you had an idea or a project. I feel like they put an end to it, not even because it was a bad idea or because there was anything wrong with it. It may have been a really great idea, but because it came from you and because they saw that if you saw this through, it would make you happy. They were like, no, and came up with some ridiculous excuse as to why it shouldn't happen. And again, I feel like that's why you're stuck on this. I feel like it's not even being stuck on the situation. You're stuck on why this person keeps coming after you. And maybe you even think that this person's kind of silly and you make fun of this person a lot, but your energy is kind of holding on to this person. And honestly, I think this person, either them, if they're conscious of it, or their energy wants you to be stuck on them. Back of the deck, wise. I keep getting wisdom cards letting me know that you know better than this. You know better than to stoop down to their level, because you may even wonder, should I do something about this? Should I go to their higher up? Should I bring this up to them directly if you haven't? Because I feel like for a lot of you, you really haven't. And I'm hearing no, because you know better than this. You know better than this. And this person, honestly, they just want to make you mad. They just want to get a rise out of you, whatever the situation is. Back of the deck, independent. I feel like this person might be very codependent, or maybe they have a hard time being alone, or something about your independence, the way that you have a lot of freedom that they don't, it bothers them. And it's very interesting because this person, like at first you thought, oh no, there's something wrong with me because this person's my boss and da, da, da. But like after some time, because I feel like this has been ongoing and it's bothered you like not too much, but just enough over a long period of time that it's kind of become a problem. And again, I don't feel like this is heavy energy or anything. This is just like stupid little things this person does every now and then. And maybe they'll go through periods where they leave you alone, but then they come back with some other stupid stuff. And it's like, I thought we were done with this, but okay. This person is just bothered by the fact that you are this glowing, youthful, emotional, happy, independent, even wise person. I feel like you're really happy about whatever it is that you are. You are naturally a very happy-go-lucky person. With wise and wisdom, I feel like they see that you're smarter than them and they don't like that. I feel like they see that you're smarter than them, or that people listen to you, or maybe you just have like lots of bits and things of wisdom that you like to tell other people. Like the words you say are wise, the decisions you make are wise, and they don't like that. It's like, how can pile one just go around saying, like, it bothers them that people would rather listen to you than them. I think especially if this person is above you in some way. If you're above them, same thing. I feel like they just don't want to listen to you because there's a lot of insecurities within this person. There's a lot of insecurities within this person, and you can take it however it resonates. You can either be the one in charge, or you can be the one who is underneath them, like they're in charge. It doesn't matter because the reactions would be the same, even if the roles were reversed. You just don't like each other. I feel like you really trigger this person, and maybe this person doesn't really have anything mean out. Like they're not actively going out of their way to do certain things to you, or maybe they are, and they're just making it seem like they're not. But because we have so many threes, I'm thinking of third party situation, or a third. I'm seeing competition, essentially competition. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It could even be friends. Like maybe this person really wants to have a certain person as their friend, but this person is actually your friend. So they're petty about how they treat you. Or if it is romantic, because I have seen this in the workplace, this person who is like somebody's boss wants to get with somebody who's underneath them, and you are not anybody's boss. So you actually can get with somebody. So this person, the person that person is trying to get with gets with you instead, or something like that. I don't know. It's weird. It's competition, but you yourself don't see it that way, pile 3. You just think this is a silly, stupid person, and you wish they would leave you alone. And if they do have some power over you, you really wish they were not in power, because it's unfair that you see how petty this person is towards you, but they probably hide it or mask it really well, either like under a professional mask or some other. I feel like they throw a lot of like either professional things, or like, for example, if this is in the neighborhood, they might try to throw the HOA at you or something like that, or they may try to get the law involved or whatever. Like, you see the jealousy, you see the competition that you don't feel is a competition. I don't think you even want to be in the same rank as this person, because you just have other things to care about. But I feel like there's a situation here, or maybe a few situations, where they have really done something that made you mad. And remember, this is what they want out of you. They want to shake you up, they want to bring you down, they want to put you in your place, or however it is that they see it. Don't let them. Maybe quite literally there's been trash involved. If this is like a neighborhood thing, maybe it's a neighbor that hates you because you have a better car than them or whatever. Whatever the situation may be, I feel like you don't even see it. Like, to you, you're just going about your day, but then this person comes out and is like, invasive and demanding for no reason. Absolutely no reason. So yeah, I feel like you know what it is? I feel like you're not really stuck on this person, but when somebody brings the situation up, you kind of get in your rant about this person. So, and that should be an indication of why you're kind of stuck on it. So you're not fully obsessed or stuck. It's just like, the problem is in you, and you don't want to have to deal with this anymore. Like, you don't want to have to deal with this. And it might be hard, because again, if it is like a neighbor, it's not like you're just going to get up and move right away over this particular neighbor. Or if it's a work situation, maybe you can't really get rid of your boss until they get promoted, transferred, or whatever the situation is. Or whatever the situation is, you can't get rid of it, and that's why it's built up over time, and that's why you hold a grudge here, even though you really wish you didn't, because I don't think you really care about this person. But this person seems to care about you. So if this sounds like a situation that you are dealing with, if this sounds like something that is familiar, let's get some runes first. I was doing the runes in the tarot, but I'm being told to get the runes before we move on to get clarification on some of these cards, which is very interesting. The runes do what they want. So we have, I want to say this is Alkis. I'm going to be surprised. It is friendship. Oh, yeah, like I said. And you know what? This even looks like, this has 3 little, can you see that? Yeah, it's got like 3 little ways that you could go. And it looks like an arrow that's going to divide. Yeah, there's definitely a friendship here. I'm not sure if you used to be friends with this person, or again, there's like a friendship competition. Like, this person is a friend with somebody that you're friends with, but you two do not like each other. So there's like a third party situation with a friend. Take that only if it resonates. We also have Ewas, not Awas, but Ewas, trust, and Anzus, wisdom. Wisdom keeps popping up. I feel like your third eye or your intuition has been trying to warn you about this person for a long time, especially if you either have dreams of them or just intuitive hints about them. You might just brush them off to the side as like, oh, whatever, this person is just trying to bother me again. But the thing is, I think you really do have to watch out for them, because there's the trust. I feel like there's a lack of trust in this person. And it's interesting. We have friendship, trust, and wisdom. For some of you, this person could have been a friend a long time ago, and now you're no longer friends. So there's just like a pettiness involved here. Like, you might get together, you might see each other in your friendship circles, but there's like a huge amount of pettiness. Like, they may just say some remarks that are just not necessary, and you just let it slide because you don't care. And maybe you let it go because part of you still cares about this person. I feel like you honestly see through this person and you feel sorry for them. Whoever this person is, you definitely feel sorry for them. And you could even see yourself being friends with this person if they weren't so dang petty and just stupid about this. I'm sorry, this person, the way they come off to me is very stupid. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you bothering me? Don't you have something better to do? This is what this person is reminding me of. But it's interesting that these 3 runes came through. Like I said, you don't have any trust in this person. You wish you could, or you might be forced to trust them at some point. Like I said, if it is like a boss, they might have to do something for you that only they can approve of. So it's like, you don't want to have to trust them, but you have to. And the friendship, again, either you used to be friends or you have friends in common. It's just so interesting. So let's tap into this wisdom that we need and try to get a better view of what's going on here with this person. Like, yeah, very interesting. If you used to be friends, you definitely drifted apart a long time. And I mean a long time ago. Like, you're not bothered by the fact that you are no longer speaking to this person, but it is bothering you that they have to do and or say stupid stuff every now and then. It's like, why do you have to be like that? Maybe it's been a while since you've had a confrontation with them and you're wondering how that should go. So let's keep the runes here for my pile 3. All right, so we're going to do this kind of A and B style where the top row is going to be you and how you are viewing the situation, why you are stuck and how we can let it go, pile 3. And then the second pile underneath that was going to be the situation and or your person. I feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be a person. So let's see how you are handling this pile 5. Yeah, there's competition here. Maybe at one point you did see this as competition, but you've let it go. I really don't feel like you're holding on to that competition anymore. And you've definitely like let this situation go. You definitely went high. You took Michelle Obama's advice, and it's like when they go low, we go high. You definitely were like, yeah, let me let this go because I'm above this. The King of Swords here is knowing that you know better. So you definitely matured from this. You've let this go, but you will admit that from time to time, if you had to knock somebody out that if you had to just, really give it to them, it'd be this person. It's like, let me at them. If they act up, not that I'm condoning violence here, not that I'm condoning any of that, but I feel like you have some sort of agitation towards this person. We also have the 8 of Pentacles, hard work. You've definitely worked on yourself and or you focused a lot of your attention towards your creative crafts, whatever that may be. We also have 8 of Cups, walk away. Yeah, emotionally, you are done of the situation. You no longer care. You no longer care emotionally. Though, like I said, from time to time, they may do something that just bothers you. And then the Empress. And then again, with number 3, it's kind of like you've put yourself in Empress energy. It's like you're going to be unbothered. You're going to let things happen to you and not go out of your way to let things... you're not going to be on the offensive. You're going to be on the defensive. Let's just put it that way. And you're just going to keep shining. It's like, I'm not going to be bothered by this anymore. I'm going to just keep doing me and keep being what I need to be. And if this person doesn't like it, they can kiss it, Back of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords. Yeah. You keep an eye out for this person though. You're very perceptive about this. You make sure that you are seeing through everything. I feel like it's gotten to the point where when they do something, when they say something, when something was instigated by them, when they have been around because they have a certain signature to them, if you will. I'm hearing they have a certain scent. It's like, oh, I can smell that person has been here. Honestly, pile 3, you're intuitive about this person, whether you want to be or not. I feel like that's mostly a defense mechanism though, because you know how slimy they can be. You know how petty they can be. You know how underhanded they can be. Your third eye has kind of set a little tracking alarm for this person because you know how they are. And I feel, unfortunately, for some of you, that you've actually tailored your mannerisms so that this person wouldn't be able to detect you. I feel this especially strongly in the workplace and or in a group of friends. Like if you have a friendship group, you know what to say, what not to say. You know what to do, what not to do. You know who to be seen with and who not to be seen with because you feel that this person, they're very nosy. This person is very invasive and nosy. Like they really do like to get informed about things that are none of their business. This person definitely stalks social media. Again, for no reason, because I see them sitting at home like on a Friday night with a glass of wine, just looking at people's socials for no reason. Like this person kind of needs a life. They need to get a life. Let's go ahead and get more cards. So this is them. This is going to be them. How they are viewing you. And if you're not already at this unbothered energy, I feel like do everything in your power to be there. I know it's hard, but like, again, don't be on the offensive. Don't even think negatively of them. Like that is giving them too much power. It really is. It is And I feel like either most of you are there or you're trying to be there. I think it depends on the situation. Again, it's like every now and then they'll do or say something that just really, they know how to get to you, and that's the problem. Okay, so for my pile 3. For some of you, this could be an ex, like a baby mama, baby daddy situation. And that would explain why you know them so well. So we have, yeah, there's nostalgia here. I feel like you two go way back. So it could be a former friend, a baby parent, or maybe at one point you both really bonded or connected. Like you thought you could be friends with this person because you have like a similar background or something that you both share in common. Like there's something that you both share here. But yeah, they got they got manipulative. I feel like you both, and I really hope you don't take this the wrong way, pile 3. You and this person are very similar. They're like the version of you that you would become if you went down the wrong path. And that's part of the reason you have to let them go, because you don't want to end up like them. They do not know how to let things go. You still have a chance to learn how to let this kind of stuff go. You and this person can actually be very similar. But where you're more in you have more power though, and this is the odd thing. I feel because you operate from a more masculine way of being, where you are in control, where you know yourself, where you're very independent and you don't worry about what anybody else has to say about you. This person doesn't do that. They care way too much about what everybody thinks about them. They care way too much about everything. They do not like being in control. Even if they have power, they do not like it. They would prefer everybody else around them to be in control. Or if they are controlling, it's due to a lack of their own self-control, which is why I think they do the stupid things they do. They don't know how to control that urge. That was very interesting. Okay, let's get more clarifications. We have the Page of Wands. This person's very immature. This person is very immature. I don't know if they're younger or older. It wouldn't surprise me if this person was older, but they just act younger, because the Page of Wands it's an immaturity and they refuse to let that go. It's kind of like they associate that immaturity with remaining relevant or youthful, or in some cases like desirable. I don't know, it's weird. It's kind of like, you know, those people who have friends that keep them stuck in very high school mentality. That's this person. I feel like they surround themselves with either friends or things or ideas that keep them in high school mentality, if that makes any sense, even if they're not in high school anymore. And if you do have friends in common, I feel like this would be that friend that is that's a little bit older, I guess, or that one friend that just never internally or mentally grew up. You know, they're very stuck in a particular era of their life that is not the now. We have the Magician. Yeah, this person has a lot of, they're actually a great manifester, and I feel like they use that to their advantage to take power over you or to do stupid things. Not even just to you, but to other people as well. And maybe you've seen this. Maybe you've seen how this person goes out of their way to manipulate certain people or to get them in trouble. And maybe you even know people who have also been a victim of this person's BS, essentially. And I don't think you even like to talk to those people, because if you have to talk to those people, then you have to talk about this person. This person loves it when the attention is on them. Doesn't matter whether it's negative. They love it when people are talking about them, even if it's bad, which is part of the reason they stalk social media. It's like, what are they saying about me? Even if it's bad, they like that. And that's pretty sad. To be that desperate for attention that you don't believe any attention is negative. And then we have Nine of Wands and the Hermit. People have asked this person to stop before. I think even on a professional level, I think people have asked this person to stop before and they won't, or they don't. Because I see them, because the Hermit wanted to come out reverse, meaning, you know, taking time for yourself, internally reflecting and working on yourself to better yourself. And I feel like this person is just like, no, I shouldn't have to. It's kind of like, this person would be somebody who very blindly believes that they are very much the ish, like they think they're the best at everything, and that anybody that has anything negative against them is just terrified of their power, or it's like, oh no, I'm just too much for them, I'm too good for them, and that's why they hate me. No, it's because this person goes out of their way to do very petty things with the power and the manipulation tactics that they use. Because like I said, great manifestors aren't always good people, unfortunately. Some manifestors manifest BS. I've seen it happen where they have this amazing talent to manifest exactly what they want, whether it's money, power, situations, people, but they misuse that. And then they want to blame everybody else around them for it when really it's them. Yeah, this person is definitely a narcissist, unfortunately. The magician I see in a lot of narcissists' readings, because that's their ability to do whatever they want, which is a great ability. But unfortunately, when it falls into the hands of somebody like this, I can see why your third eye kind of has a little bit of a little tracking device on this person, because yeah, I feel like they want to get into whatever it is that you have going on just to mess with you. Back of the deck, I do see them backing off though, but I feel like somebody is going to, I'm hearing to threaten them somehow, like either somebody's going to give them an ultimatum, or somebody more powerful than them who is watching out for you is going to tell them like to knock it off. They might lose their job. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles reversed. Everything they worked hard for, they can easily lose over the stupidest things. And I'm not sure what those stupid things are, but I think you know, pile 3. If you know who I'm talking about, if this sounds like somebody that you know, it's going to be over the dumbest things, that they lose their job or that they lose their position that they have. It's not even going to be over something that is like a, you know, a career error or a technical error. No, it's going to be something so dumb, like finding an inappropriate post on Facebook and then everybody blows it up and suddenly they're kind of they go viral for the wrong reasons. It's going to be something very dumb. Not back of the deck, what's underneath that? Yeah. This is the Page of Swords. And honestly, you don't care. You're going to be like, yeah, oh, that's a shame. Oh, maybe you should have stopped this years ago. Maybe you shouldn't have been that way. It's going to have nothing to do with you, but I feel like you're on their list of people to mess with because they're a sad and lonely person. And like I said, I feel like if you took several wrong turns, you could easily be like this person, because you and this person share something very similar, whether that's the drive, ambition, how you work, maybe even your astrological charts. Maybe when you found out this person's birthday, you kind of were like screaming because they just happen to have the same sun and moon as you, something like that. Like you will have something in common with this person. And I think that's another reason you're stuck on them. It's like, how do I not become like this person? How do I not end up like this particular situation? Because I never want to be like that. But I promise you, you won't. At least if you learn from this person's mistakes, and it's a lot of mistakes that they've done, you won't. I feel like a lot of you just seeing this person is like enough of a reason for you to want to change your ways. Like, it can be fun to be petty every now and then, but never become as petty as this person. Oh my God. I'm sending you so much love, pile 3. I'm sorry that this person is in your life, but I really don't see them staying there for very long. They're gonna mess up pretty bad, because it's like I said, you're not the first person they've done this to. This isn't the first time they've done this. It's like a whole line of people. I literally see people lining up to tell their story about what this person has done, unfortunately. And for some people, it's actually inappropriate, the things that they have done as well. But let's move on to some closing advice. For a lot of you, I think even just this reading is going to be a reminder to let this person go, detach, decord on a very basic level. But yeah, you're not bothered by this person. This person is bothered by you. It's just every now and then the dumb things that come up here that bother you. Okay, let's start with the Pokemon cards. I just need, I do not like this person's energy at all. Okay, we have Onyx. Intuition has limits. So it wouldn't surprise me if this person was also very intuitive, but their intuition is limited because it's kind of like, yeah, I'm seeing in Avatar: The Last Airbender, when he takes away Fire Lord Ozai's bending, because that's his punishment. This person has an intuition, but their intuition will fail them because they misuse it. It's kind of like karma and or the universe is coming through to say, okay, this is enough. I've seen examples of this in people that are, you know, really good manifestors, intuitive, whatever, but they misuse it, or they have like the wrong idea of it. So they end up with like, I mean, really terrible karma. It's unfortunate, but I've seen this happen. I don't want to provide examples just because I don't want to think about it, but this can happen. Another way of seeing this is that maybe your own intuition is limiting this because you just don't want to deal with their energy. And that's fair. I don't want to either, pile 3. I don't like this person. Okay, let's get your let go cards. What can we do to further let this go? We have this one. Explore life and create your own experiences. Let go of being normal. Yeah, just be you. If at one point you idolized this person or wanted to be where this person is, I feel like it's okay for you to stray from that. Again, this could have just been a warning sign to not go down the path that this person did. Because for some of you, you were almost on that path. Let's go ahead and get your... so this is my mega deck with all the Seasons of the Witch Oracle cards. And I took this out of Aso Tarot's book because, you know, she knows what she's doing over there with her gigantic decks. So, what other advice do we have from my pile 3? Sun Salutation 38. Praise the temple that carries your spirit. Support is needed. A lot about the sun is coming through. I wonder if like sunbathing could help here. Or just bringing in light, like when you do meditation, bring in way more light. We also have Mother Mary 23. Into the arms of a mothering embrace swells a wisdom full of grace. In thy bosom where she whispers sleeps the eyes of winter. This is that wisdom coming through again, but this is maternal wisdom. Very interesting. I wonder if both of you are like mothers and this is how you bonded. Or maybe you're both Catholic, because I'm thinking of Mother Mary. She's a big figure in Catholicism. Maybe you both, again, you have a similar background. But something about this. We also have fruit wine. 10. This is a celebratory invitation to the possibilities gifted when you reach beyond yourself. Yeah, you're made for more than whatever this person... Maybe this person was a mentor and you almost followed in their footsteps, but then you saw how they were and you were like, no, no, no. So you backtracked and it's good that you did. Also, fruit wine makes me think that this person definitely drinks too much wine and does stupid things because of that. I'm going to get one more. Solstice 34. All hail the cunning truth in which it burns deep within the root. Rise above the ashes and claim the gods are awaiting your glory, your name. Yeah, you're going to rise above whatever this person, whatever obstacles this person has set before you, you're going to rise above it because they were petty obstacles. It was not right for them to do this. I feel like this person, they're in for like a whirlwind of karma. A whirlwind. I feel like it's going to come crashing down on them all at once because they've been able to avoid some of it, but it's going to be an interesting day, the day that this person has their karma brought to them on a silver platter. All right, we have our angel cards. Courage. Dare to be different, to make mistakes. Create, for it is in creation that you exist. In this world of dreams that stem from the eternal heart, you are one with all creation. All is possible. Go forth and be true to yourself, for it is only through being true to you that you can be true to others. Yeah, don't ever feel that you have to dim your light because of this person. I feel like, yes, watch out for how you act around this person because, like I said, they will try and do something here, but at the same time, don't be afraid to stand up to them. If you see they are doing something wrong, or if you have proof that they are doing something wrong, don't be afraid to confront them about it. Just know when the time is right. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose 1111, make a wish. No, I'm kidding. But if you chose this sweet little Amazonite bison, then we have a reading here for you about why you are stuck on the situation. Why are you obsessed? Why can you not move on? What's holding you back? What's going on here? We're trying to unstick this stickiness here. So I have a song coming through for you. I'm not sure if it's just stuck in my head or if it's appropriate to the situation here, but it's Beggin' by either Måneskin or Frankie Valli, whichever you prefer. I love both versions. So the song is literally about begging somebody for mercy, forgiveness, because somebody messed up, essentially. So I'm not sure if somebody here is trying to win somebody back over or if this is something you are hoping for. But let's go ahead and look at your card. We're going to look at the oracles to see what the situation is, as well as the one you chose. So we have 1, 1, 1, 1. The universe is arranging people and experiences on your path to help you succeed and helping you wake up to who you really are. To who you truly are. I am awakening. There could be a spiritual awakening involved, whether it's you or somebody else's. If it is you, I'm here to tell you spiritual awakenings happen like multiple times in our lives. You can call them reawakenings, you can call them level ups, whatever the situation is, but we awaken more than once, and we awaken to like new awareness and like a new level of spirituality or viewing the world. And even as I'm saying this, I feel taller, and that's usually how spiritual awakenings will feel. Either you feel brighter or taller or wider, like you literally feel expansive. That's your soul expanding. So regardless of the situation here, know that it has something to do with your soul, your soul's journey, maybe even your person or situation's journey as well, depending on what we're talking about here. But let's go ahead and get cards. We're going to start with my favorite gods and goddesses. One of each. So for my pile 4, we have Lilith, Equanimity, and I might have to censor this. Equality. I said equanimity, but isn't that similar to equality? I don't know. You can take that if it resonates. But we have equality here. Something about fairness is being called into play. Specifically, if you are a woman and or feminine here, I feel like there's something about your equality being called into place here. You do not have to be a woman or even identify as feminine here, but something about equality is being called into place. We also have Nuada, Perfection. It's funny because I was just channeling a similar message earlier, and I'm not sure why it bears repeating, I guess for a different audience, but there's something here about being fair to yourself, something that you are trying to balance out but may not be working. And it's kind of like you're trying to be perfect for somebody who you will never be perfect enough for. So I need you to take that into account, my beautiful pile 4. Who are you trying to be perfect for, and is it even worth it? Are you having to diminish parts of yourself in order to fit somebody else's... I am sorry. Are you diminishing parts of yourself in order to be perfect to somebody else's definition of perfection? Are you trying to be something for somebody else? And I guess you could take that noise from a while ago to just be, more of a confirmation that this is what might be the case. Back of the deck, we have Loose, Skilled. And it's very interesting that these two look very similar. They're not the same gods, and I even want to say they're not even from the same pantheons. But maybe somebody here looks like this with the red hair and tied back and the braids. But they are not the same person. We have Skill and Perfection and Equality. So let's go ahead and get more cards just to see what the situation is. We have Psychic. I feel like there might be some psychic development going on here, or you might just be very psychic about the situation. Sometimes when we're really attached or stuck on a situation, we can become like psychically aware of it. I did bring that up in the previous pile, but I feel like that's a very different situation to this one. We also have Loyal, number 7. So maybe some of you came from pile, I think was it in pile 2 that had the number 7. Take these only if it resonates. And then we have Fairy Woman. Yeah, a transcendence here. I feel like whatever the situation is, it made you have to grow and move to a different way of viewing yourself because you were not really listening to either yourself, your body, your soul, your spirit, whatever the situation is here. So let's get more cards. And sometimes perfectionism can be a form of obsession as well. So that could be the case here where in your attempt to being perfect, you can actually just be a little too obsessive over this, and that's part of the reason you are stuck on it. It's like you can't let it go because it'll never be perfect. We have I forget how to say her name. It's either Epona or Epona. Wise Leadership. I want to say she's a goddess of horses. Ellen of the Ways, Patterns. And let me get one more. Lakshmi, Fortune. Whatever this is, it could be affecting your financial patterns or your money as well. Take that only if it resonates. But for some of you, this could be affecting your abundance. And then the Trash Animals Oracle. For some of you, I'm not even seeing a situation or a person. I feel like it might just be a habit that you create whenever certain things come around. We have Badger, teamwork. And, oh, we got two. Rat, curiosity. And Goat, compassion. For some of you, this could be back of the duck, Seagull, nurturing. I feel like you were giving too much into a situation where you were either giving too much of your love, too much of your loyalty, your compassion, your nurturing, maybe even your money in some cases, your leadership, your skill. Like, this is something that was really requiring every aspect of you to be like at 100%. I'm not sure if it's like a workplace, I'm not sure if it's a person, or if this is just you giving far too much of yourself in every aspect, when honestly I feel like you need to tone it back. And I hate saying this because I don't want to tell you what to do, but it's kind of like whatever the situation is, it doesn't matter whether it's a situation, a person, you are somebody who just really gives your all to everything. And if you came from pile 1, I feel like this makes sense, because I was getting a similar energy in pile 1. It's kind of like you're exhausting all your resources and all your skills, every level of you, whether it's your love, whether it's your energy, your time. It's like you're giving far too much of yourself to either one particular thing or a little bit of everything. I get this a lot when people bite off more than they can chew, which, you know, I've been guilty of that. You overestimate how much you can do, and this comes from a feeling that you need to always be perfect. And I'm going to tell you something similar that I told to pile 1. This actually comes from the fact that you feel that you're not worthy if you're not giving 100%, or even more than 100%. You feel that you're not worthy if you're not giving 110% in some cases, because there's kind of a lack of self-worth here, unfortunately, because it's like you have to be good at everything. You have to be perfect. And at some point, it's like you're exhausting yourself in the situation. So what it is that you're stuck on, you're not stuck on anything else except that you're being held back by this particular habit you have of throwing far too much of yourself into something. And it breaks my heart saying this because I feel like I can be similar. I've been similar to this. And it's like you always want to give, 110% to everything. That's just part of your character. That's just how you are. You want everything to be a either not just perfect, but like above perfection. You want everything to be ideal. You want everything to be a standard of like high quality. You want everything to be really, really perfect you want it to be above average, essentially. You strive for excellence. You want everything to just be amazing all the time. This is what you expect from others. This is what you expect of yourself. Maybe not so much others, but definitely yourself. I feel like you do give other people a little bit of a leeway there, where it's like, well, it's okay if they're not perfect as long as I'm perfect. I feel like there's something about this situation, and maybe if you do have a situation, I want you to understand that situation is not what's important right now. What spirit wants to bring to the forefront right now is how you give far too much of yourself in every aspect, and then you turn around and then get a little bit resentful that whatever you put too much of yourself into either doesn't bring in enough of whatever it is that you were looking for, or it doesn't appreciate you, etc. It's like you have no one to blame but yourself. And again, it hurts me having to tell you this, pile 4, because I'm being called out by the universe in this particular instance as well. With teamwork, I feel like it would be very, very they're advising that you get more people on board with whatever it is that you do. You are not a one woman, one man army here. You are not just a one person army. You can get other people to help you out. And even though I am hearing, it's like, well, if they can't, it's like you expect everyone to have the same quality of work that you do, but not everybody else does. I feel like you're going to have to give up some of that perfectionism in other people, because what matters is that you get everything done and that you don't overexhaust yourself. With nurturing and compassion, I feel like it's hard for you to get this for yourself. It's like everything that you pour into everybody else, you have a hard time pouring back into yourself. And this is a pattern that arises. I feel like you do this quite often, or you do this whenever you are feeling at your lowest. Again, it hurts me to say this because I I fiercely believe in this, that whenever you're feeling at your worst is when you want to give it your most to everything. That's when you want to really strive for perfection. So let's say you're going through a bit of a heartbreak. You want to go to the gym every day and do, I don't know how many hours, do all these repetitions, etc. You want to do perfect in everything. But the thing is, you can't do that. You have to listen to your body. And I feel like some of you try to override that listening to your body or listening to your soul, whatever it is, listening to your gut. I feel like you just want to keep doing whatever it is that you do, but that stubbornness is really what is going to I'm not saying anything bad is going to happen, but if you're already prone to either bouts of like depression, anxiety, or any other sort of mental illness, I feel like it could really agitate that, and it could land you in that. Because what I'm seeing is that for some of you, you're going to get knocked out at some point, whether it's blocked in some way. Maybe somebody will ask you to take a week off, or maybe you will be forced to take a week off, or something is going to happen here where you're going to be forced to stop and you won't be able to do anything. And part of that reason is so that you can really focus on yourself. This is part of your spiritual awakening. Some of you might be taking up things like meditation or yoga, which to me is a form of body meditation, or even whatever it is, energy healings, Reiki. I feel like some of you are going to take this up and you're going to get a little bit of a wake-up call. I feel like some of you have been needing a wake-up call because, again, you pour far too much of yourself into something or someone. It could be relationships. Maybe you pour far too much into relationships, and then when that person ends up not meeting your same standard or not giving you back as much, or just deciding that they don't want this, that's when you start getting resentful toward that person, and that's when you start spiraling into, well, am I not enough? The thing is you're more than enough. You are more than enough for anybody. It's the intensity and the level at which you give yourself that really scares people away. With wise leadership, I feel like a lot of you could be in positions of leadership because of somebody like this would make a great leader, somebody who's able to do a little bit of everything and really excel at it. That's just how you naturally are. And with curiosity, I feel like that's what's interesting about the curiosity. Let me set this to the side. I feel like your psychic awareness comes from your curiosity. It's like your psychic awareness for other things is just like, I wonder how this is going. And then suddenly you realize it's your curiosity that leads you to psychic awareness. It might come to you in the form of like, it's kind of like you manifest, like you ask yourself a question out loud and then it comes to you. You'll be like, I wonder what my friend is up to. And then suddenly, boom, they message you out of the blue or out of nowhere, or without you having messaged them first. So I feel like for some of you, you might be playing with that particular ability that you may have. Or maybe some of you are aware that you already have this and that's just part of your awakening. But I'm also seeing that the curiosity, this particular ability that you have to like question something and have it come up into your life, it would benefit you to use it on yourself. It's like, what would happen if I gave only 50% energy and still obtain 100% of the results? It's like that kind of question. I feel like you could actually do a lot less and achieve either just as much, if not more, of whatever it is that you are doing. So the thing you are stuck on is how you kind of spiral into a weird way of thinking, into, I don't want to say it's necessarily a dark place. For some of you, it might be a dark place. And for some of you, it feels like a frenzy. It feels like madness almost. I'm seeing that meme with Charlie Day, where he's pinpointing all the things on the bulletin board trying to figure something out, like a conspiracy theory. So yeah, for some of you, it feels like a conspiracy theory, honestly, which, shout out to my moon and Scorpios. I know you guys love those things. But yeah, I feel like some of you, the thing that is keeping you stuck, or that you are stuck on, is your ability to just do so much. And honestly, it would help you to just chill from time to time. Pick a day where you do absolutely nothing of importance except whatever you want to do, or whatever it is that makes you have fun, whatever it makes you laugh. Make it a bum day. Like, make it a day where you just bum out. You don't even have to leave the bed. You don't even have to leave the couch. I mean, that's what I'm seeing for some of you. It would benefit you to just sit in front of the TV, even if it's just for half a day, like maybe just half a day, and do absolutely nothing. Let your brain go to mush for a little bit. Maybe not entirely. Maybe if you want to watch something important, you can watch something important, but nothing that will get your nothing that'll get your heart rate up, you know, nothing too serious. Make sure you're laughing. I feel like some of you could really use a lot more fun time and or laughs here. And like good ones, not just like little ones throughout the day. I feel like some of you need to let out some pent up energy, and some of you need to have fun. I'm seeing roller coasters for some of you. Maybe roller coasters really help you out with this. I know they help me. I love roller coasters. To me, they're an experience. To me, roller coasters are a religious experience because I will feel all sorts of crazy emotions, and I'm screaming my head off when I'm in roller coasters, and I sound like I'm having the worst time ever. But then when it's over, I'm like, oh my god, I love it so much. I want to do it again. You know, because I'm screaming, I'm crying, I'm holding on for dear life, thinking I'm gonna die, my soul leaves my body. Like, it's just crazy. But I love it, you know? I feel like, because I know at the end of the day, I'm still safe. Like, these roller coasters are nowhere near as dangerous as they look. Otherwise, we'd be hearing a lot more stories about them. But anyway, I'm off on a tangent. Now I want to ride a roller coaster. But with the fortune card, I shouldn't ignore this. I feel like your ability to manifest is something that's going to be called into play here. Your money as well. Some of you might learn how to manifest more money with doing half as much work as you do. That is very possible to do. I say this because it's happened in my lifetime where I will get a job where I do way less and somehow make a lot more, or I work less days and make more money. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but that does happen. I mean, just look at your managers. I'm sure they're making nowhere near as, they're making way more than you and doing way less than you are doing. So you know it's a fact. You know you've seen it. And it's got nothing to do about whether they deserve it or not. It's got nothing to do about how long they've been there or even who they know. Sometimes it's just being open to that possibility. But let me not get into an abundance mindset here because I don't feel like I'm equipped to have that kind of talk here. But if this sounds like you, if this sounds definitely like something you do pile for, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot. And honestly, if you are coming from previous piles, I'm kind of glad because all the previous piles have been very heavy. This one, it still kind of is, but more on a self-development kind of way. So I don't mind the heaviness. Like if we're going to have to deal with this kind of heaviness, at least let it be something that is going to benefit you and focus on yourself. Because the other ones you were dealing with other people's energy, and some of those people I had to tap into I did not like. So pile 4. Hello, nice to meet you. Let's see what, well, let's get your runes first. And this may or may not have to do with what we just spoke about. It could be something else entirely. Something else that Spirit wants you to focus on. We have disruption. Oh, we have Thurisaz, a thorn, protection. And, oh, I get this one a lot. Why do I not know your name? Pertho, future. So, this is Hagalas, Thurisaz, and Pertho. Disruption, protection, future. If there's anything that has been disrupted in your life or anything that gets randomly just taken out of your life, know that it is for your, it's for your own good. It's to protect your future. It's to protect your future. I feel like that's a bit of an aside, but just in case somebody needed to know why something left and why you're obsessing over it and why it's no longer there, it's to protect your future. So let's go ahead and get your tarot cards. I'm doing this A and B style, which is going to be a little different for this one because you don't really have another particular situation. So the top section is going to be you, where you are on this journey, why you can't let it go, or what would help if you did let it go, or to let it go, I mean. And then the bottom section is going to be the situation, whatever it may be. And you can plug back in whatever you were thinking about on that bottom row, just in case it makes sense to you, pile 4. So for you, we have the Ace of Wands. This is somebody who does not know how to stay still. You would be somebody who's always coming up with new ideas or starting projects and either getting stuck on them or giving a lot to them. Not always necessarily ending them though, like not always finishing them depending on the situation. We also have the Knight of Swords, ambition. You have a very ambitious mind. You definitely have a mind that you like to be stimulated. You like to be mentally stimulated. I feel like that's very important for you, hence why you do so much and why you put so much of yourself here. It's almost like you like to test your own limits, whether it's mentally or physically, maybe even emotionally for some of you, but I'm feeling it more mentally and physically. We have the 8 of Cups, walk away. Knowing when to walk away will really benefit you in the long run. Because I get it. Some of us don't like to give up. Some of us like to think that, oh, we can push through. We're strong. We can do this. But the truth is, you have to know when to step back and walk away. You have to know when it's time to let it go for a moment. Not necessarily completely. You can always come back to your projects or whatever the situation is. But you get further along by knowing when to rest, essentially. We have the Ten of Swords, endings. Yeah, also knowing when to end something. This is definitely taking on far too much. And again, some of you just push yourself so much that your mind gets to a dark space that it really shouldn't be in. When we say walk away, I feel like they really do mean like to walk away from it mentally and emotionally, like let it leave your soul for a moment. Something about energetic cords could be important here, especially if we're having to deal with people, knowing when to detach energetically. And we have the Queen of Pentacles, practicality. So for some of you, this could have something to do with your career or money. And I do see this a lot with people who get into positions of leadership. They put their all into their career, and then their career doesn't always put their all back into them. Because I know I've heard the saying, it's like a career won't just wake up one day and tell you it doesn't love you. But honestly, I've seen it happen. Sometimes you wake up and you don't have a job and you didn't realize that. Or sometimes you wake up and realize that you get demoted over the dumbest things, not because there's anything wrong with you, but because somebody higher up doesn't want you in that position. So it's that kind of situation. It's different if it's your own business, I'm aware. If it's your own business or if it's something smaller where like things like that are not really as influencing over this particular situation, it's still a matter of you have to wake up and take care of this business every day. And sometimes you have to let that business take care of you. You know, that's why you set up that business, so you wouldn't be a slave to some other thing. But here you go, being a slave to your own ambition. Back of the deck, we have Queen of Cups. Sensitivity. For some of you, you're not really listening to your emotions. It could be, this isn't going to be everybody, but it could be that you've numbed your emotions for the sake of something here, for the sake of either, again, a career, for the sake of appearances, for the sake of coming off a certain way. And instead, you really have to listen to yourself because your poor heart is here wanting to do something else. And you're just over here giving your all to whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be a career. It could also be like a friendship group. It could be to a community, something that doesn't really appreciate you as much back. That's not going to be everybody. But let's say you're in a group of friends and you do a lot for them, but they don't even treat you anywhere near as good as you treat them. Or if you mess up once, they kind of really make you feel bad about it. I wouldn't call those friends first and foremost. Or it's like if you're not giving 110%, then you feel that they won't want you around, or maybe they've even shown proof of this. That's going to be for a few of you, not everybody. I just know that I've seen some pretty toxic friend circles, and some people don't even realize how bad they are until like until something happens. You know, maybe you get knocked out for a week and you're sick, and instead of your friends reaching out at all, they're just like, well, where are you? Or when are you going to get better? You know, it's like that, like the insensitive friend group that for some reason some people decide to stay in. I feel like that's why your emotions are being called into play here. It's like, how are you feeling about this situation? Underneath that, we have priorities, Two of Pentacles. Yeah. I feel like you need to reprioritize certain things. In fact, that card has been coming out a lot in this particular reading. Let's go ahead and get the second section for the situation on your mind, or the person on your mind, whatever the situation is. How are they viewing it, if any? We have Six of Cups. This has something to do with somebody that you go way back with. So if it is friends, it's friends that you've known for a very long time. If it is work, it's work that at one point you actually used to really care about. Like, I feel like it could have been a passion project at some point. Or it could be a company that either you used to care about because you really believed in what they had to say, and then you found out what it actually was and you didn't care about that anymore. And or something that you still care about and it still carries that same message, but the way you are going about it is just being a little bit unhealthy for yourself. Like, you still love the company, but you're going about this the wrong way. So whichever one of those makes sense to you more. Pile 4. Let's clarify this. Oh, interesting. To clarify the Knight of Swords, we have the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like it was meant to be. Whatever the situation is, it was actually meant to be, because you had to go through this spiritual awakening, if there is one for you, or an awakening in general of what it is that you are putting up with. Like, it was fated that it would have to be this way, because you were not seeing something, and whatever this situation is, it was painting it or drawing it very plainly and very clearly to you, or at least it will become so. We have the 9 of Cups. You really are looking for something that is going to make you feel better. It's like the minute you walk away and you come back to it, you will realize whether this is something that you truly, truly love, or something that you were just putting up with for a very long time because you got used to it. And it's going to be two different camps. For some of you, you walk away and you find out you actually really love this. And for some of you, you walk away and then you come back and realize, oh wow, I do not resonate with this anymore. My wishes are elsewhere and it's not here. Let's clarify the 10 of Swords. I actually do want to clarify that, because this is what you need the most help on. You break your own heart sometimes, not just with the expectations you have of yourself and others, but by how much you insist on being stuck on a situation. Look, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being passionate about something. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with giving 110% to something. But it's kind of like you have to curb your expectations on certain situations or things. For example, if we were talking about a romantic relationship, I feel like you hold people up to such high standards, or you expect them to give as much as you give to them. And the truth is, most people don't. Most people don't. Again, I feel like some of you are coming from pile 1, because I said a similar thing there. But sometimes you break your own heart when you get into this mind space of like everything crashes down. And I'm not trying to blame you for the things you do or how things end up here, pile 4. I just feel like you're a very intense person. And I get it. Like, I've been told I'm very intense as well. So I'm trying to say this with so much love. Sometimes we just need to chill out. Essentially, I know it's simple, and I know maybe it's even patronizing, but sometimes we just need to understand that we can be a lot for some people. And some people will take advantage of that. Some people will see that we're so passionate and take advantage of that. And we end up breaking our own hearts that way. So make sure you don't end up in this obsessive or passionate nature, because what some people will see, they will notice that you are okay with that, and they'll use that against you. I've seen this happen a few times, especially bosses, especially people who are higher up. It's like, oh, you really, really love this? Okay, here's all this other stuff you can do. And then when things come crashing down, they don't take accountability for anything. They blame you because you wanted this, essentially. Or they try to tell you, well, we thought you loved it. It's like that kind of situation. And this is why we need to really curb back this passion. Maybe pour this passion into something that really matters, like our own healing journeys, or maybe a hobby that you know is just for you. Not even a hobby that you'll make money out of, but a hobby that you really, really enjoy. Whatever the case may be. I mean, for me, it's tarot. I absolutely love doing this, and I feel like I do pour a lot of myself into it, even if it doesn't seem that way to other people. But nobody can use this against me. In fact, I made it a point to not have anybody else on my journey with this. I do everything on my own, because I knew I needed something that I could give 110% and be okay with. Like, no one can use this against me. Yeah, I don't think I've ever told anyone that. It's funny that it's coming through in this pile 4. Let's go ahead and clarify the Queen of Pentacles, though. We have the King of Swords. Again, it's that mental stimulation that you need. I'm hearing for some of you, the people that will help you out the most, or the people that you should keep around in your life, are those who can remain detached about the situation, detached about everything around you. What I'm seeing is that you should keep people around you who are, I'm not saying that they don't have any passion, but that they're able to be detached enough to see to see you and how you are doing things. Because I'm seeing a very particular kind of person who, I'm not saying they don't care about what you're doing or about you, but they are very detached. I'm thinking of like a moon in an air sign, like moon in Aquarius, which makes sense because I know lots of moon in Aquarius people. They'll be able to be detached and see things as they are, and they'll be able to tell you whether you're putting far too much of yourself into this or whether you are being treated fairly. I'm also seeing Libra, like anyone with a lot of really strong Libran energy. I feel like air sign people would help you out here, at least in telling you how things are. This would be that one stranger you would want, well, maybe not stranger, that one friend or that one acquaintance whose input you would really want to see, or that you would really want to hear, because they're able to see things rather clearly with no emotion and with no, what's the word I'm looking for? again, they're not as passionate about this. They're very detached. They're very free thinking, free-minded, but they're also able to see things clearly. And I feel like that could also be a particular perspective that you could adopt as well, which I know is hard because the more I tap into this energy, the more I realize, again, you're just very, very passionate. You really care about things here. It's giving me strong, like either moon and Scorpio, strong Scorpio in general, but also water sign energy where like, and I love water sign energy. I have a lot of it in my chart, but we can be very sensitive. We can be very sensitive and take things a little personally. I'm also getting like fire sign energy. Like fire signs, everything they do is a matter of their pride and a matter of their ego in a good way. Like it's all a representation of them. I'm getting those two elements very strongly, but what we need more is a little bit more air here. Not just to clear the air, but but like air sign kind of mentality where you need to be detached at some point to make sure that you are seeing everything clearly and everything fairly, because we may just get so wrapped up in something that we don't really see ourselves as we actually are. Back of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles. What I do see though is that you're able to create really solid foundations because of the things that you do here. So it's not all bad. I'm not saying that this is a particular habit that you should quit or that you should stop. It's just that you have to know when to temper it back. You should know when to put your all into it and when to just, again, just be more laid back, chill, sit back and watch things unfold, because you're able to set things in motion that can work themselves out. Again, it's very good leadership qualities because you're able to put a passion and a vision into this, but then let other people do the rest of the work. That's why that teamwork card came out in the oracles. Let people help you and maybe gain the advice of some people with like air sign qualities. But it's interesting that we have the King of Swords because, like I said, some people can easily take advantage of you when they see that you have a lot of passion. It would be that same kind of thinking. It's like the same people who can help you out, maybe the people who could also see where your flaws are. So find like that one kind of air sign quality that you truly trust, somebody that you know wouldn't turn their back on you, which I know it's easier said than done, I know, right? There is someone out there. I feel like some of you either have this person as a partner. I'm seeing like a Libra or like an Aquarius partner, maybe Gemini as well, who already does this for you and you will know. Or maybe a friend who is very, I'm so sorry. I don't know why the vehicles decided to be so loud today. But that one friend who is really able to see things objectively, but that you can also trust here. I feel like that would help a lot to have that one person or even person on your team who's able to see things very realistically. For some of you, it might be, I'm seeing a Capricorn or a Taurus as well, who might have a lot of these qualities, like maybe a Taurus Gemini cusp or a Capricorn Aquarius cusp, something along those lines. But yeah, I like this, and trust me, it hurt me having to tell you some of the things I was channeling because I feel like I need to take some of this advice for myself as well. Pile 4. So let's go ahead and move on to some closing advice. So let's start with the Pokemon cards. Okay, this one flipped out. Oh, 2 flipped out. We have Avec le peur du vide, penetrate the superficial. Does that mean with the fear of life, penetrate the superficial? Yeah, again, I feel like you would never do something on a very superficial level. And that's one thing people kind of fear about you and or that they use against you. I feel like you would never do something just for funsies. This is not somebody who would work just for the money. You also have to really care about the work. You're not somebody who would get in a relationship unless you actually liked and cared for them. You wouldn't be somebody who could just use somebody, essentially, to meet your own needs or gains. I feel like this is not that kind of pile at all. And then we have take the risk. For some of you, there could be, what's the risk? I'm hearing some of you think that taking a day off is a risk, which is very interesting. I feel like some of you think that taking a step down or a step back is a risk because you fear that you will lose something that you worked so hard to gain. And the truth is, sometimes you need to take a few steps back to really propel yourself forward. It's like, I'm thinking of a bow and arrow. You bring that arrow back and then you let it go and it goes so much further. So for some of you, stepping down or stepping back will actually get you ahead, further ahead than you believe. Let's go ahead and get your let go card. We have this one. You are supported and will have helpers whenever you need them. Let them come. Like I said, some of you need a lot more help from people. Like, let them support you. Let them be part of your team. Call people in that you know you can trust. And I feel like you can be discerning enough to figure out who will help you and who will not. I don't really feel like this pile has a hard time discerning from good people and bad people. It's just part of that psychic awareness that you have. Let's go ahead and get your angel card. Expression. Express how you feel clearly, lovingly, and honestly without fear or judgment. Say it exactly like it is. All will be resolved when you express to others how you truly feel. Trust in the power of life to guide you and heal all concerned. Self-expression is liberating and healing. Some of you have been keeping certain feelings or certain thoughts away from people that are really close to you. I feel like it's time to let them know how you've been feeling, and maybe they can help you sort out certain things. Specifically, I'm seeing air signs will really help you out, because I feel like, well, one, they enjoy being in on like your situation. I'm not saying that your friends are nosy, but they definitely like the gossip. Like, they like to be in the know of what's going on with you. And two, I feel like, again, they will help you out to see things exactly as they are. They will allow you to see multiple sides of a situation or a particular thing that is going on. I'm hearing an argument. I'm not sure if you've had an argument with somebody that they would like to help you out on. I know this. I always love going to Geminis for this particular reason. I love my Gemini friends. They're always able to see both sides, and they're always very insightful on like the things that they know about me when they haven't even seen me in forever. I love my Gemini babes out there. Hi guys, how you doing? You're very welcome here at Hazel Lucia Tarot. Or even like, look, a lot of my friends have moon in air signs, which is odd because I'm a moon in Pisces, but I love how their detached and analytical qualities really help me out. I might low-key be a moon in Aquarius. I'm not sure. I was born on the cusp of that moon, like literally 3 degrees Pisces. Had it been an hour earlier, I probably would have been an Aquarius moon. But anyway. So I'm talking to this pile like it's my friend. So I feel like if you chose this pile, you and I could probably be really good friends. Let's get your cards. We have self-care. No duh. I feel like I've been talking about this this whole pile. If not me, then who? To tend to a wholeness, the parts in which surrender thy pulse for a heart that's nearer than any other. Yeah, you need to take care of yourself. Put yourself first. We have gatherings. 17. Gather, gather, festive witches, speak of joy and drink. 2 wishes. Take 1, give 2, celebrating all blisses. I feel like some of you just really need to be surrounded by friends right now. You could be called to a particular gathering or party or something here where you will be both providing insight and be provided with insight. So if anyone offers an invitation to something, even if it's something you wouldn't typically go to, I feel like you should, because you're going to meet certain people there. We also have Sun Magic, 37. Don't allow the power of your light to scare you into dimming yourself. Yeah, don't think that you have to stop being that passionate person who gives all. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just saying know when to step back and know when to pour that energy, that light into something else. Specifically yourself. Specifically yourself. And back of the deck, we have 37 again. Maybe some of you are 37. Straw bale. It's time you step out of your comfort zone, take up space, and reach new heights. I feel like some of you are about to take a risk or do something that you typically wouldn't do. And whatever that is could be different for everybody. It could be like, for example, if you're not used to showing your face, you might decide to show your face. Or if you don't have a very public platform, you might decide to go public with it. Or if it's a relationship, I feel like you're both taking a risk at actually attempting a relationship here. That's not going to be for everybody. And I'm not feeding any delusions here. You know who you are. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of good blessings and abundance for you once you learn how to tame that beautiful, passionate energy of yours, pile 4. But this is where I leave you. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 5. I almost didn't make this pile, but here I am making it. If you chose the blue apatite and the number 222, then we have your reading here for you about why you are stuck on this situation, why are you stuck on this person, on whatever it is that is on your mind, why are you obsessed with it, why can you not let it go? We're trying to unstick this stickiness here. So I have a song for you, and it's Fiona Apple's Criminal? I think it's Criminal. What I need is a good defense because I'm feeling like a criminal and I need to be released from the one I've sinned against because he's all I ever knew of love. So maybe some of you did something to somebody and you broke their heart, or maybe you just did something. Because that is a very specific song, very specific message. But let's look at the card you chose. We have 222. Trust that the seeds of your thoughts are growing as you are nourishing them with words, feelings, and action. I am balanced. So there's something about you balancing things out here. And I'm seeing balancing kind of like the Temperance card right now, where you know that you have to do something to either set this right, or maybe it could be that you just want things to go back to, well, maybe not go back, but you want things to be okay again between you and a person. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a friend. It could be anybody that you feel either maybe they've wronged you, but I feel like for a lot of you, you've wronged them. It could be both. Maybe you both did something here. Let's go ahead and get your cards still, because I'm already seeing a situation, but I don't want to fuel any side. We have raw power. So something about having power is important here. Either you have power over them or they have power over you. You also have Buddhika, unity. It's kind of like you're having to choose whether you want to have power over them or whether you want to be equals with the unity. It's kind of like, I don't know what somebody did here, but it's somebody had to let go of their ego so that you could both come together. Like, it could be the both of you, honestly. I'm being told to grab another card from the Goddess deck for some reason. We have Bast, play. So I feel like there's an aspect of playfulness that is here. Either you miss this, or because I'm not seeing it as a bad thing. I never take the Bast card to mean like somebody is playing you. It's more like they miss the fun that they used to have with you. Maybe you miss this as well. There's a lot of mirroring here. The number 2 is, to me at least, a number of mirroring. It could be, and I hate saying this, so don't take this the wrong way. If you believe in twin flames, it could be that kind of situation where you both really do feel very similar ways about each other, or you may even have a similar way of thinking or going about life here. But right now, there's something that somebody holds power over the other, or they may perceive that to be the case, and the other person kind of wants unity. You can take this to be whoever it is. I'm not sure who it is because your energies right now are very intermingled. Let's go ahead and get more cards. So we have Spider-Woman co-creation. I feel like you both have created something together here. It doesn't have to be children. It could be a project. It could also just be a very interesting bond to each other. We also have Kuan Yin, compassion. I knew she was going to come out here. She is the goddess of mercy. And this was the proof I needed. This means that somebody here is very willing to give mercy to the other person. There's a lot of forgiveness within this pile. There's a lot of forgiveness for each other. It could be you to them or them to you. So if you're feeling like you messed up or that they messed up, I feel like there's a lot of forgiveness and a lot of love here. In fact, I get a little choked up just thinking about how loving your energies are toward each other. But do be careful with this, because when I see this kind of forgiveness within a connection like this, you can forgive each other for some of the dumbest things. Like things other people wouldn't really understand why you forgive each other for. Like, for example, and I really hope this isn't the case, this is just an example. If one of you was to be unfaithful, I feel like the other person would forgive that. And again, some people do not understand that. I feel like your friends or their friends or whomever would get mad at that. On the back of the deck, we have Yuki Ona, stillness, letting me know, because I'm thinking of the rune, the ice rune, Isa, in of course the runes. I feel like there's a standstill here. You're not talking to each other, or you've decided to take some time apart, or you're not currently in any situation together. Like, that might be why you're obsessed with it, because you're wondering what is up with them. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be a no contact situation. Maybe somebody really messed up here. Maybe some of you are coming from pile 4 because you realize that pile was all about focusing on yourself, but you really, really want to hear about your person. So here you are. That might be why I was being called to make a pile 5. But let's go ahead and get more cards to see what the situation is. So you're focused and fixed on this because you want to know what's going on. You just want to know what is happening. But it's so funny. I was literally just thinking, Kuan Yin's going to show up. Kuan Yin is going to show up. If you have any like psychic thoughts or any premonitions about your person that you just feel they're going to do something, I feel like you're going to be right on track about that. We have determined. So I'm getting very stubborn energy from either one or the both of you. More than likely both. We also have tantric. Yeah, like I said, somebody here misses the fun. They miss that playfulness. It wouldn't surprise me if this was either... I'm seeing several things. Either what really kept you two together was the physical things you did, whether that was intimacy or even just the adventures you had, like whatever, like you met up with each other a lot, whatever the situation is. For some of you, this could be a friend, so I don't want to make it strictly romantic. I feel like your physical, whatever you did physically was what kept you together very strongly. And it's kind of hard to let it go because you have a lot of fun with this person. I'm getting like somebody that you like to laugh with a lot, or that you have a lot of inside jokes with. And every time you think of something funny to tell them, it's like, oh, wait, I can't tell them because we're not talking right now, or because they messed up and I'm not going to go to them until they come to me, or whatever the situation is. You're very stubborn here. Let's go ahead and get more cards though. We have the Trash Animals Oracle. And I think that's it for this selection. Yeah. I knew this would be a very simple pile. Okay, so we have Squirrel, unpredictability. I feel like somebody got tired of somebody's unreliability here, or the unpredictability of them. It could be that this whole situation was also unpredictable, like you both didn't see it coming and it happened out of nowhere. It wouldn't surprise me if you just stopped talking out of nowhere as well. We have Badger, fearlessness. Neither of you are afraid of each other, and yet you're like hiding from each other. Or it's kind of like you want to fight about it. Maybe like... You know what this is? Some people are not content just walking away silently from something. They feel the need to have an argument or a fight or something. It's like, no, this isn't enough. Like, you both care too much for this to just be a situation where you go silent. So don't be surprised if they start bringing up an argument, or if they, maybe some of you get into a physical altercation. I'm not saying that that's what I condone, but maybe you just have those energies where like you like what I'm seeing is like you might bump into each other, but because you care so much, like you start getting into it essentially. Because I'm sensing some anger here. And then the Broom, cause and effect, rule of law. It's kind of like somebody did something that put something into effect here. Like I'm seeing dominoes, like somebody pushed a domino and they're all being connected. So it may not even be the both of you that started this. I feel like it could be an outside influence. It could be something else. It could have been like a situation that triggered the both of you. I feel like whatever the situation is, you didn't mean to do this to each other. It was something on the outside. Definitely an outside influence, whether it was a person, a situation, or even just the circumstances of what you both were going through. I feel like this is what really pushed you away, because I'm seeing two people that really adore each other. Just being in this weird energy, like, should we fight? Should we not? Should we laugh? I just miss you. Why aren't we together? What's going on? But you're both so stubborn. And for some of you, I feel like there will be some really great make-out intimacy, if you know what I mean. Like maybe this is something you do. Maybe it's a pattern you repeat so that whenever you get back together, it gets steamy. But the fact that we have this card here, 222, with balance and growing, it's kind of like there is a bit of immaturity here. I'm getting a sense that maybe the both of you want to stop being this way and really just get to the heart of it. But at the same time, you're afraid that if you take this a little bit more seriously, that it won't be fun anymore. If it's a relationship, it could be a fear of commitment, or a fear that if you commit to each other, you won't be the same people, which that's fair. You won't be the same people, but you can become better people here. With compassion, I feel like you just both really care a lot about each other. Like, it's kind of like you didn't mean to have such strong feelings for each other, but you do. And that's why there's going to be a bit of an argument or a fight or some pettiness here, because the both of you are just not content with walking away and nothing happening. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, I hate this analogy because I think it's a toxic thing. But you know, when kids are in elementary school, when they're very young, and a boy likes a girl, so he doesn't know what to do, so he hits her or pulls her hair or something like that. It's like that kind of energy. I do not condone that. I don't believe in that. But essentially, there is an immaturity level to the both of you, I might add. Not just to one or both. To the both of you. There's a reason you met each other here, because there's an immaturity. And don't get me wrong, that immaturity can be fun. I feel like you have a lot of fun with that. But when it gets to things like that, you can both be quite petty about it. It's a double-edged sword. You have a lot of fun with it, but at the same time, it's like I think you both need to own up to something here. So if this sounds like something you're going through, I feel like it's very cut and dry here. Definitely either a friend or a lover. So take whichever resonates more. Let's go ahead and move on to your tarot section. But like I said, there's stubborn energy. So there's a feeling that this may not get anywhere anytime soon. And what song did I channel for you guys? Was it Beggin? No, Beggin was in the 4th pile. I feel like some of you are here from the pile 4. Co-creation makes me think that you did create something together. I'm not sure if that particular thing will bring you back. I feel like that could be on the back burner. So let's start with some runes for my pile 5. We have Berkano, which I want to say means love of all things. Yeah, or Berkana, sorry. We also have Fehu, wealth, money. Maybe you both started a business together, and Kanas, luck. You both are very lucky together. I feel like together you actually create a lot of abundance. Berkana can also mean not just love. I'm thinking of like a family, a home, like the familial type of love. I feel like there really is an unconditional love for the both of you here. And not only that, but you bring each other a lot of abundance, like a lot of good things. So it's not surprising if you did start something like a business together or something where you both are going to benefit from. I feel like you get very lucky with each other, and you may even notice this. So I feel like this is all very positive energy. Let's go ahead and see how you're viewing this pile 5. Why are you stuck on this? I guess I can see why. You're just wondering if they're going to come back around, or if something's going to happen, or whether you should be the one to reach out. We have 6 of Cups, memories. I'm not surprised. You're very nostalgic about this. You miss them. You miss the fun. You miss the love. We also have the Empress, but you know that you value yourself. So whatever the situation is, you will not make the first move. You will let them come to you, or you're being advised to do this. We also have the 10 of Swords, but I feel like you're not just heartbroken. You feel like your life has been turned upside down because of this. Like you might have some sleepless nights over this, or maybe like more crying than usual. We have the 6 of Swords. We have transition. You know that you had to let this go, though. You know that you had to or if not this whole thing, then some aspect of this. You had to move on with your beautiful self, because I don't know who did something here. I'm not even sure if it was something bad, but somebody here feels like a criminal. I said heal, so I feel like yes, there is a lot of healing here, but somebody here feels like a criminal. And the Reckoning, I feel like this hasn't played out entirely. There's like a judgment to be made. I feel like this will come back around, even if it's just to either make amends or get closure. Back of the deck, we have 8 of Pentacles, hard work. I feel like you both really put a lot into this, or you were kind of waiting on something for the both of you to benefit from. For some of you, it's a business, and for some of you, it's... I'm not sure. But there's money involved somehow. All right, let's get your person. Because for a lot of you, this is a person. We have the 8 of Pentacles. They're busy, again, focusing on the same hard work, or focusing on their bag. They're focusing on their rewards. They also really value you. I hope you understand that. They see the value of you. They understand your worth. Even if it doesn't seem that way, or even if they acted like they didn't. I feel like in the time apart, or in some time after whatever the situation was, they understood how important you are to them. We have Justice. I'm hearing karma is coming for them right now, and they might think of you whenever this happens. Yeah, let me get more cards. Maybe they'll clarify the Justice card. To them, this was also very eye-opening. Like, not only was it an ending for them, it changed their perspective. They went through a bit of a reawakening here. It rebirthed some aspect of themselves. I'm seeing third eye and the heart, maybe the throat, but something between the third eye and the heart. And it's like the throat that is bridging this, but they're not speaking, so it's not in full fruition here. They will eventually come through whenever this clears up, though. We have the King of Swords, and yeah, they're heartbroken over this. They're more heartbroken than they let on. I'm not sure if you realize this. Maybe you had some hint that they were, but they're being very... I'm seeing that if you do have to speak with them, like let's say you work in the same place, or if you just happen to see them, I feel like you might frequent certain places together. They're going to be very analytical. They're going to be very clear cut and to the point. They're not going to add anything. They might mask their feelings very well, but if you had this feeling that they were heartbroken, I feel like you're right about this, pile 5. Let's go ahead and get the last card, the Hanged Man. I do see them coming around. I feel like they will give in and come around because, again, their perspective has changed. They have gone through a lot since the last time you spoke or since the last time they saw you. I'm not sure if they had already been going through something and you're aware of this. And because you're not there, they're actually second guessing a lot of the things that they have done to you, or that the way they handled you, or maybe the way they handled the situation. Back of the deck, we have the 10 of Pentacles, and I'm not surprised. Again, they see the value in you. When I'm seeing these Pentacle cards, for them, it's value, what they value. Maybe they've been valuing the wrong things and they realize that you are actually worth a lot more than they gave you credit for. What's underneath this? 10 of Wands. Yeah, because right now they have a lot of burdens. I feel like things were easier when you were around. Things were easier for them when you were around somehow. What's underneath the 8 of Pentacles? For you, you're just wanting things to be in balance. Maybe you gave too much of yourself to this. Maybe you there's something about expectations. Either they expected too much from you or you expected too much from them. Whatever the situation is, you might have expected a lot from each other in different ways, and this is part of the reason it could never really pan out. I'm not sure what it is that brought you apart, though. I feel like it's some outside interference, but maybe it could have been something internal as well. Something about worth, like either self-worth, the worth of you, the value of a person, the value of love, of a heart is kind of important here. It's going to be very different for everybody. The fact that we have so many 10s, though, we have the 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, everything but the 10 of Cups. And what you both really want is like a happily ever after, a happy ending to this. But I feel like at least your person is so pessimistic about this that they don't see it anywhere in sight. And you, well, let's face it, I feel like you're there too as well, pile 5. You're both in this state of being very pessimistic about the situation, and you're both in your heads about this a lot. The Justice card does let me know that there might be a fair ending to this at some point, especially with Judgment here. I might pull more cards for you, though. Let me keep this here. Mostly on your person side, because honestly, I agree with you that you have to wait for your person to come to you, pile 5. So, past. There was a deception here, or a secret, like something that came to the light that neither of you took well. We have the Knight of Wands. Again, you both really enjoy doing whatever you did, physically or adventure-wise. You really liked hanging out with each other. So I feel like that's what's going to bring you together. You're going to end up being drawn towards each other at some point, and this is how you're going to get together again. It could be out of your control as well. Maybe you just meet up at like a party or at a situation, or you just end up, I'm seeing somebody wanting to drunk text somebody. That could be the case. Take that only if it resonates. I feel like you're just going to bring up more insecurities, though. And the reason why is because you're not ready. You're not ready. Back of the deck. Yeah, there's going to be a communication here, but I need you to be very prepared for this, or maybe just hold off. Hold off until you know you both are ready, because there's a lot of feeling of lack of self-worth. You both feel like you're not worthy for each other, believe it or not. I feel like that's the biggest thing here, but you want to progress forward and you want to have fun again, because you understand that together you really do have a lot of the things that you want with each other, but there's an immaturity here. And it's going to take some work. It's going to take some work, especially for whoever needs to own up to be the Emperor. It's going to take some time for that Emperor to really get there, for the Empress. So, yeah, let's go ahead and move on to some closing advice. I feel like that's going to provide more info. So you're stuck on this because you don't know where it's going. Honestly, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Give it more time. Give it more time. And maybe you don't want to hear that, but this is a tricky situation. Again, because you are both very wounded by each other, or wounded by whatever was revealed. And because, like I said, there's some immaturity here. So from the Let Go deck, we have this one. Reject any desire to be like others. You are an incomparable, precious jewel. Yeah, if there's anything to do with like either peer pressure or what people expect out of you or what people might say about this, you have to reject it because it's not important. What matters is what you want and what makes you unique. Also, all these cards are falling so terribly. Like, okay, we have, oh, the alchemist, the magician. Both of you have the capacity to manifest whatever it is that you want. I feel like if you want to manifest this person, you can. Just know the universe will not give you this person back until you are both ready. So if you're doing manifestations and you notice that they're not working, you're not ready. The universe will not give you this person until you are ready to hear what they have to say or what they have to offer. And then we have the Seasons of the Witch mega deck for my pile 5. We have herb crafting, 17. Allow your roots to dive into the depths. Your spirit calls for grounding. Yeah, I feel like you could use some grounding right now. Maybe spend some time in nature or with flowers. Something about flowers and herbs will really help out here. We have heirloom tomatoes. Enter into the depths of intimacy where the seeds of your desires will be nourished. There was a lot of intimacy between you and this person. I feel like that might end up bringing you back, but just make sure you're ready for it. I feel like a lot of you will not be. Also, this is one of the few cards that actually has couples in this particular deck, so I love that. The 16th and 17th could be important to you of any month. We have Wreath, 43. There in the circle of life tends to breathe death. One is not without the other, eternally bound by the essence of spirit. Something about renewal, something, I'm thinking of the Wheel of Fortune as well, where fate will bring you back together. Fate will bring you back when you're both ready. Every ending is a beginning, and this ending served as a beginning to something else, either your own journeys or a new versions of yourselves that you will eventually come to see. And then back of the deck, we have Squirrel Medicine, 35. Pitter patter, plan ahead, keep silent your path's desire. No eyes or ears shall see you coming. A well-deserved reveal. So for some of you, it's kind of like you don't have to fill them in on everything. When you see them again, you can get to know them again, or they can get to know you. You don't have to tell them everything, even though I'm sure you're dying to tell them because this person used to be a bit of a confidant to you. And then the angel cards for my pile 5. Guardian angel, trust, all unfolds in perfect timing. You are one with divine will. Focus only on love, and all you truly desire will manifest at the most perfect moment. Be patient. I, your guardian angel, am watching over you. Like I said, you can manifest all you want, but nothing will come to you until it's ready. And I feel like that's advice for any time of the year, for any occasion, for any reason. But this is where I leave you, pile 5. Just know that there's a lot of love here and that things will be okay. But it might not be the time to forgive just yet, because this person needs to understand that if you're that forgiving, they have to acknowledge and value that forgiveness that you give them. But if you feel like doing so, you can comment and subscribe. I am sending both of you and your person so much love. Take care.